Yo, this Woody.
Yes. Yeah. Freddie JB.
Two stupid dogs.
Hey.
Yeah. Yo, Sudi.
Yeah, man, it's Freddie JB.
And it's Two Super Dogs podcast.
Two stupid dogs.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Sure Lab's not here. Can we get a bark, please? 1, 2, 3.
Woo!
Hey. She was like, no. She was like, wait a minute. What? No, we're doing this now. Okay, it's fast. Oh, my God. All right. Yes. We are here. Another installment, episode 57. You know, I don't say 50. I say 50. 57.
I don't know what that is in Spanish.
I don't know. Is that another language? Anybody knows 57 another language? You guys speak another language?
50, I think.
All right.
J'ai pas français. J'ai très français, mais pas besoin.
Damn.
Oh, man.
That's how she got you. That's how you got her. You know what I mean? Yeah. I understand. So I'm like Haitian, so I understand a little bit of French because I speak Creole. So that's, as soon as you said it, I was like,
Nick lived in France for a little bit.
Did you?
what? Jealous. Jealous. So as you can hear, we have special guests, by the way. So let's introduce them right now before we get into it. We have the wonderful, drum roll, please,
We roll ourselves.
Granny Squibb in the building.
Yeah.
I had to make it mad dramatic for no reason. You know what I mean? We have Granny Squibb in the building. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Yes,
oh my God.
Introduce yourselves. That's not your names. So
I'm Nick Carr.
And I'm Kelly McShane.
hey,
And we are two of the partners at Granny Squibb's.
nice.
Love it. So are there more people in Granny Squibb's? I mean,
Yeah, so there's 3 partners. It's
Gotcha.
Nick and I, and then the founder, Robin Squibb.
gosh.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it's her grandmother's recipe. So her grandmother
Granny
is
Squibb is
Squibb.
a real lady.
Real? Yes. That was like
That was
the
one of my
first-
questions.
It's not just a
question.
clever marketing trick. You know? It's a real lady, and actually the sweet lemon iced tea that we have is her recipe. So it's
Wow.
Nice.
That's
It's all
pretty
legit.
legit.
And
All right.
she developed that in the 1930s in Saunderstown, Rhode Island. So it's a super hyper local,
Bring the mic up. Yeah. I'm
Oh.
sorry. Yeah.
Hey.
Good pull it, yeah.
super local made iced tea.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Okay, before we get into it, we have to introduce our boy really quick. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I go by the name of Messy Tye. Messy 3 times. We on the Two Stupid Dog podcast. The Messy
Yeah.
Message on Spotify and all that.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to Messy Mania on all streaming platforms. Yes.
You already know we always got to plug in our friends in here. But yeah, so that was literally the first question. Who is Granny Squibb? Like, all right, so you guys, how did you guys become partners? Like, how did this start? Like,
Should we start with Granny's
let's talk about it.
story?
Yeah. Go for it.
So Granny was this woman, and she lived in Saunderstown in the 1930s. Saunderstown in Narragansett. And she developed this recipe, which is it's black tea, water, mint, and lemon. And this is back when drinking tea cold was this like new novel thing. No one did that. Everyone drank it hot. So she was kind of this like renegade. She used to fly planes and like she was just like this wild woman. And so made this recipe and people in the town loved it and shared it. And fast forward, 60 years, 70 years. Her granddaughter, who was drinking this, who had a really long career in the film industry,
Okay.
when she retired and moved from New York back to Rhode Island, she decided to start bottling this recipe kind of as like a retirement plan.
Gotcha.
And then Nick and I moved into Providence, back into Providence about 2 years ago, and Robin Squibb lived in our building.
Oh.
So
Wow.
yeah, so we became
Okay.
friends with her, and then one day Nick and her were walking home together, just like walking into the apartment, and she had kind of a bad day, and he was like, "Yeah, how's your day?" She was like, "Oh, man, it was fine, but like, God, do you know anyone that wants to buy an iced tea company? I'm just burned out."
Just wants
you know?
to, like, that's just mad random. It's like,
So random.
anybody want to buy an
thought
iced
she was
tea company?
Just venting.
Oh.
You know, it's like, oh, she had a bad day, and I kind of
Right.
laughed about it. It's like, oh yeah, that's funny.
Right.
And then I went upstairs and told Kelly, like, oh yeah, Robin, she's joking around that she wants to get rid of the iced tea company, and we were like,
Right. So where were you guys at before this came? I mean, were you just
So this was a hard left
right?
for both of us. I was a financial advisor.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And I had a math tutoring business and worked at Amos House.
Oh, nice. And then you just all of a sudden like, you know what?
Yeah, so-
we like iced tea now.
We literally that day, like Nick came upstairs and we were like, huh? And we literally walked downstairs the 4 flights and just knocked on her door and we were like, were you serious? And then we spent every day with her for 30 days and a month later we'd quit our jobs and we were doing this full time.
Wow.
Yeah, it happened like that.
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
It goes a long way to ask someone how their day was.
Yeah. Moral of the story.
That's what I got from this. I just wanted to share that.
It doesn't cost anything to be nice.
So my thought is like, you having a financial background or a financial advisor, like, did the wherewithal to be like, all right, we can do this. Where that? So did that play into each other? Like,
Actually, interestingly, not really, because like if someone came to me when I was a financial advisor and said, "Hey, I have this opportunity to buy into an iced tea company,"
Right.
I would have said, "Don't do it. That's crazy." You know.
Right. It's just mad random.
It was
too.
It was. I was very much like what I was doing as a financial advisor. It wasn't like high finance Wall Street stuff.
Okay.
It was helping people plan for their retirement, and like they
Oh,
had to
okay.
do something, and I kind of helped them figure out what it was. And
Right.
so it was never like risky stuff. It was always like really conservative stuff. So if someone said like, "Yeah, I want to, get into the iced tea business," I would have been like,
It would have been like, hell no.
but
So what made this work, like, for you
We're like,
guys?
we're 30. We want something new. We want to do this. You know, if we lose everything by 35, we can rebuild it.
Love that.
I love.
He's like,
well, yeah. I mean,
First of all, hold on. I love that thought.
yes. Yes.
no risk, no reward.
Yeah,
Bigger than risk.
So I'm one of those people. I think because of how I grew up, I'm so scared to take a risk. You know what I'm saying? Like, grew up in like poverty.
We all are.
So it's like, fuck, what I have is all I have. You know what I'm saying? So that just really like seeing how great you guys are doing. That was a really big like in my brain just now. I was like, oh fuck. But so what was the point that you guys fell in love? Because you're saying like, all right, she talked about the iced tea company, and then you guys come downstairs and you knock on her door and it's like, are you serious? At what point did you fall in love with the idea?
So pretty much we realized it was a one-woman job, and this woman, Robin, who's this incredible entrepreneur, she's absolutely... What, check your question?
Right?
You don't have to lean over, just bring it to you.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
She's this absolutely amazing woman and was doing this all on her own and got the iced tea into Wegmans and Whole Foods and Dave's Marketplace. And there was distribution from New York all the way up to Maine. And the thing is, it was a one-woman shop, and she didn't do any marketing, and she did maybe 3 events a year, And so Nick and I came in, and we were like, shit, if this iced tea has survived essentially just on taste for 9 years, we come in, we triple the team overnight, like...
And can actually do it in youth
Yeah.
and just kind of knowing
There's
where
only
you
so
are
many hours in the
market.
day, and she was. I mean, she was doing absolutely the right thing and focusing on absolutely the right thing. But there's other stuff. If you had more people, you could do more with it.
Right.
Right. And I mean, on top of it being just a good business idea, we thought we're also married. We're not just business.
Yeah.
We're
Right,
also
right, right. Yeah.
And we
Love it.
So we were like, kind of life's too short to like. I was gone all week, and she's, we see each other a couple hours a day, maybe. And
That's probably why you lasted so long.
yeah.
No,
So we're like, you know what, like, life's too short to.
right.
Yeah, we want to spend our time together.
Love
And now we
that.
get to bring our
Love
dog
that.
to work, and we get to,
Yeah.
Of course, now we spend 24 hours a day together.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I was listening. My cousin just sent me. My cousin was supposed to come here, and he sent me a couple of pictures. His hood flew up and cracked his whole window while he was driving here to come. My cousin, his hood flew up, cracked his window. He was driving here. He's fine. He's just gonna go home.
He's like, yeah, I'm going home now. I think that's a clear sign. Like, yeah, let's call triple.
Sorry, I'm definitely listening to you guys. Sorry.
But that's I love that journey because I mean I feel what's crazy is that I just told you I've been working for the same company for 10 years and it's like I never really took any risk, and it's like now I'm 29, I'm going into my 30s. I'm like I have to do it now. You know what I mean? And it's exactly what you said. Even if I were to fail at something, you know, at 35,
At least you tried it.
Yeah, at least you tried it, and I can rebuild. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So that's amazing that you guys were able to do that. You know, and
we
stick
played
and
safe
stick
in
by
our
it.
20s, and then
Right.
Yeah,
Same thing. Like if we
I think
wouldn't have
30s
done it,
is the golden
we wouldn't have
age,
done
like,
it earlier because we
Right.
weren't ready for it. And also, yeah, like I feel like 30s is the perfect time. Like you're young enough to take those risks, but you're old enough that like people are taking you seriously. It's not just some kid.
yeah, people are taking you seriously, but you're young enough that people are still willing to help you,
Right.
which is really like it's like the
Right.
perfect time.
And also
To be
being
entrepreneurial.
in talking about people helping you, like being in Rhode Island is crazy because like everybody just wants to help out. It feels like, you know, like in other places I feel like it's really competitive, but I mean we haven't met anybody that's been like.
See, I think that's different because I think we predominantly deal with like music people,
I was just about to say that.
and
Music
it's
is
not
different.
that way with music.
Really?
I feel
Yeah,
that way.
I don't think it is. At least smaller artists trying to get into like either via brand situations or even like performances. You know what I'm saying? They kind of treat you a little crappy.
Or
But-
at least it's like it's who you know too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh,
If
absolutely.
you know the right people, then you get in. If you don't, it's kind of like you really have to like hustle, and they really won't let you.
So what you're telling me is that we need to leave the artistry alone and get into a real company.
Business.
Go get an iced tea company. You know what I mean?
We'll help you.
right. So let's dive into these flavors really quick and
Yeah.
let's break into them. So
I've been sipping this one.
yeah, I love that one. So let's talk about
Unsweetened.
yeah. So what was the first one?
So the first one was the sweetened lemon one.
The sweetened lemon.
That's
was the
right.
first. So why did you guys break into the unsweetened? Why was that a thing? Just cause or?
Well, yeah, I mean, especially these days, everyone's like really, really concerned with what they're putting into their bodies and stuff, and
Yep.
whether it's for medical reasons they can't do the sugar, or just because lifestyle they don't want to do sugar.
But it's natural sugar though, right? Or-
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
organic cane
organic
sugar.
cane
Yep.
sugar, so nothing
Right.
weird in there.
Fucking weird.
But yeah, so we thought it was important to have something available for the people because there's not a lot out there, and there is a lot of like sort of unsweetened tea, but it's all kind of really bland.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah,
feel like you're
yeah.
drinking unsweetened tea.
yeah, it's like
I'm drinking the unsweetened tea that you guys have, and I can do either or.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah. So that's like ours. We have some juice in there, some mint in there, so it still actually tastes like something. You
Yeah.
know? It's not just like feeling like, oh, this is healthy.
Right.
But it does feel healthy, and it does feel
it
fresh
does,
and
it
clean.
does.
And
So,
really
So
good.
we have the also the cranberry here.
yeah.
Yes.
Which one was the second one? So
Okay.
So,
So
yeah, just to
first
break
one
it in
was the
order.
lemon.
You know what I'm saying?
So it was the lemon sweetened, and then the lemon unsweetened, and then the second one was the mojito lime.
Amazing,
Okay.
by the way, too.
Yeah.
Love that.
So that one is
Good with gin.
Black tea is so good. With
I need
gin.
something
so
to
good with rum.
I need something to take home and throw in my refrigerator. By the way.
We have a ton of iced tea. Our car's packed with iced tea. You can have all
Okay.
the iced tea.
You guys always carry it. You just drive and just cling, 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 cling.
Everywhere.
Our poor car.
That's it, you know?
Um,
So that it was the mojito lime, sweetened, then
Yeah.
unsweetened.
yeah, or they came out together, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
They
okay.
all come out together.
And then you did the cranberry.
Yeah, and so the cranberry was the first one that Nick and I came out with when we joined the company. So we were thinking, what's New England? What's, really, we wanted to do an ode to our heritage. So cranberry
I
was
love
one
it.
we picked. However, it was actually really hard to find cranberries because...
Really? In New England?
Yeah,
They're
isn't that- that's
seasonal.
how- the largest producer of cranberries is Wisconsin, but then the second is Massachusetts. So we were like, yeah, totally. The thing is, only 1% of cranberries in the world are organic,
Like,
and all of our ingredients are
Wow.
organic.
yeah, they grow them in a bog, and
Wow.
it's real hard to like regulate what's going in and out of a bog. I guess.
Really?
Yeah,
That's actually pretty interesting.
Charlie?
that's Robin Squibb, the founder's King Charles Spaniel. It's her dog.
Well,
Oh, shit.
Charlie. It's her
Oh,
office
shit.
dog.
Charlie's like the mayor downtown.
And I love how it's the dog. So, and this whole thing is Two Stupid Dogs. So we really, so everything is just becoming full circle right now. I love
We
it.
should brought our dog, you know?
Hell yeah, definitely. Next time, you guys are
Yeah.
welcome anytime. Anyway,
Cool.
but I wanted to dive into the fact. So, for the cranberry, like you guys decided on the cranberry. Who decided on the mojito lime?
Robin.
Robin did that. So how do you guys go about picking like the flavors? Like you guys just sit at a big conference table at Hatch and just sit there and just
Actually,
dive in.
literally, that's exactly what we do. Exactly
Right.
what we do.
See?
So we just last week had 3 flavors we were toying with. And pretty much what happened, our whole team, we sat around at Hatch or in that big conference room.
Right.
And we just sat there and tried them all.
I can be a taste tester if you guys like.
No, seriously, you should.
I can be. I
I'm
can
down.
come. I can come by whenever you guys like and taste test as long as it's after 5 or after 5 every day or on the weekends.
Well, you know what we should do next time? Nick and I, which will be very soon, are trying to decide on a flavor. We can co-host a party at Hatch in that conference room and get people to vote on it.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, 'cause
we
we-
love that. We met
sit around-
Dan too, and he's been telling
He's
us to
great.
like come
Yeah.
through. I'm like, dude.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
We sit around and we like try stuff and we settle on something, and then I feel like you guys are musicians. I feel like it's the same kind of thing where you've been working on a song and you've just listened to it a million times
Yep.
and you don't know if it's good anymore.
Yep.
So you have to have somebody else come in
Yes.
and listen. So
Yeah.
you have to have
All the
like other people come in and try it.
Oh, we're so down for that.
Yeah.
So down for that. So that I was literally about to ask like new recipes. Like I mean, you can't probably disclose it now because you guys kind of deciding one right now. But
We have a couple new products.
okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
We'll taste test it for you. We won't say nothing. We're signing on this and everything.
And I'm NDAs. I'm down to sign.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
if you guys or anyone else has any flavor ideas, send them. Any product
Oh,
ideas,
gotcha.
we love
Okay,
that.
cool.
We love that.
Well, I was about to mention. Listen, we're spitting at you. We get, you know what I mean? So I was talking to Cheryl live, and he was like, it's funny, you guys are iced tea. So what else are you guys breaking into? So he mentioned, would you guys do like a lemonade or
Yes.
well, I know it's lemon, but
Yeah.
but also like another one because we love green tea. That's a kind of a different one. So we were thinking like what are some other flavors? But yeah, no, but we thought about that. Too.
Yeah.
I mean, we think about iced tea all day, every day.
Yeah.
And one idea was green tea because we use black tea, so there's a little caffeine in it. I don't really notice it, but a lot of people who are either sensitive to it or like they don't want to give their kids caffeine
Yeah.
or whatever. So
Yeah.
green tea was an idea about that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we got ideas. I got some ideas.
All right, yeah. That's what I was like when you said other
You're like,
flavors. I was like,
write it down.
well,
First
you
of
wrote
all,
it down.
the way that they acted, I think we're close to something.
Right. I think you guys got the flavors you guys are about to drop too. It's like you guys are fairly close.
We're very excited.
I'm reading it off your face right now. It's just like, yeah, we're ready. We're ready.
Free also.
Yes.
That's what I'm reading on here.
It's gluten-free
gluten-
and it's
everything.
vegan. Which a lot of people have been like, oh, like, of course it's vegan. We've actually doing demos been yelled at because people are like, yeah, obviously, like, why are you saying that? We're like, no, man.
No, but you have
the
to.
sugar,
Yeah.
a lot of times to refine sugar, they'll use bone char to get it that, like, very white color. And we have unrefined sugar, which we make sure because we want it to be vegan friendly.
I would throw vegan friendly on here on the packaging. I would throw it up here because most people, I find most people that try to get into like being vegan or anything, they don't know.
Exactly.
So like if you just put it on there, it's like, oh, it's vegan friendly. Let me grab it.
That's why we
Right.
say it, because a lot of people, some people are like Kelly was saying, like, oh, of course it's vegan friendly. It's iced tea.
Yeah,
You want
but
meat in
still.
your iced tea?
But still, yeah.
Yeah, if you want to put meat in it, go ahead. I don't know why you're
grind
mad
it
that
up.
it's vegan.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, some people, yeah, they don't know. So
Yeah.
might as well tell them.
I think that's what worked with Tito's too, in a sense, because technically all alcohol is gluten free, but they were smart, put it on their
Super
packaging,
smart,
and
yep.
then took off.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's marketing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But this is gluten free, so it's good. But a lot of people are just like, of course it is. But a lot of people don't know. So
Right.
you know what I mean? It's good to put it on there. You know what I
Yep.
mean? All right, so. You guys have other flavors coming along. So what are some other goals? Like what are some other things you guys are else working on? Like new gear. I know you guys do also festivals. I know you guys did something with the Jazz Fest. You were at PVD Fest. So what else are you guys looking forward to and working on minus the flavor stuff?
Yeah, I mean those kind of things, the big like festivals and that kind of stuff. We're doing a lot of fun fall like harvest stuff, which would be great. But you know, those really, really take off in the spring and the summer.
Okay.
Right now, actually, yesterday was the kickoff of the Providence Bruin season, and we
Yes.
sponsor them, which is super
Nice.
fun. I love hockey.
Love it.
hockey. So actually,
I've just been getting into hockey.
oh yeah,
So yeah.
Yeah.
it's awesome.
And
Yeah.
the Providence Bruins are great, even because like
Yeah.
we'll go, even if you don't like hockey, it's just like a good time.
Yes,
good time.
That's what's been getting me. I got like
Yeah.
free tickets from work a couple of
Yeah,
times,
yeah.
Cool.
and the go, I'm like, oh,
Even
I
if
like
you don't
this.
pay attention to the game at all, it's just like there's music and
It's
people-
cold in there. I'd be.
Yeah, I just like watching. Like I go to sports, even though I love. Like I'm getting into hockey as well. But like other people make it so much
Oh,
more,
yeah.
more
Yeah.
better. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you see like the
Girls
kids
screaming.
dancing,
Yeah,
and
that's
people
so
like
cute.
that's fucked up.
Oh, yeah, I don't sit
Damn,
at,
bro.
I
Just
don't
like
sit at home alone watching hockey on TV.
eating my fries.
You know,
and all
but
that shit.
if I'm out,
Yeah.
if I'm down at the dump,
yeah,
oh,
yeah, you'll go watch a hockey game.
I love it.
So, is there any places that you want to get into? Any markets that you're like?
So
Yeah, 'cause-
recently
yeah, where
over
are
the
you guys
past so talking about festivals last summer we had the opportunity to be the official iced tea of the Newport Folk Festival, which is like 30,000 people come
Badass.
through. Yeah, it's got
Badass.
a long history, and so we were on the phone with them. And everything was working out. Kelly was working her magic, and the last thing they said before we hung up, and we were getting all excited, and they were like,
By the way, wait. We had this was 2 months of negotiations. This was like crazy. We had the contract in front of us. The entire team is around while we're on the phone talking to the organizers, like about to sign our biggest contract we've ever.
right.
Okay.
And they were
Wow.
like, oh, just, I'm sure you guys know, but it's at Fort Adams State Park, so there's no glass allowed on the.
And we were like,
And we only had the
totally,
bottles at
of
the time.
course.
So we were like, yeah, no problem, and then hung up the phone and started freaking out because we just had the glass bottles. But so we
Right.
really quickly turned around and had the cans. So the cans are pretty new.
Yeah, I seen that. You guys came with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I was just.
Pretty
For
cool
us,
though.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for you.
Yeah, we
Sure,
were
we have to
gonna
make
do it
cans
like
for this
next year. We were
festival.
thinking about it.
Ah.
But so speaking of new markets, so there's a ton of places that won't do glass, like schools and stadiums and
Makes sense.
beaches and
Yeah, that makes
all
sense.
sorts of places that
Right.
won't touch glass. So there's a lot of new markets.
New
Sort of-
channels,
yeah, exactly.
So by next
You guys should do
summer, we'll
pouches,
have
like
all
the-
of our flavors in the cans.
Okay. So you're gonna have glass and cans, or just cans?
Glass and cans.
Okay.
Nice.
And then we're in talks about expanding. We've been talking to a couple new distributors up in
Nice.
Massachusetts and New York
Okay.
City.
Love it.
So we're right now, in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
process
But
of that.
there's still a lot of room to grow in Rhode Island too.
Oh yeah. We want to get
plenty.
So-
I mean, creative capital. you know?
So
Let's
owning
see
a
what-
company, what do you think the biggest skill that you need to have is?
You have to do things. I know that sounds ridiculous, but when you have an idea, you're the one that's going to do it. If you're not
Yes.
working, no one else is
Entrepreneurship
working.
101.
We just talked
Exactly.
about this on the last podcast. We was talking about we was relating it directly to being an independent artist. And it's like you have to get up and do it.
Oh yeah.
Every
Yeah.
single day.
You have to
Every single
believe in
day.
it
That's part
yourself
of the
and nobody
freedom
else.
is like
Can't
you
believe somebody
don't,
else's
you don't have a
dream.
boss. But on the other side of it, you don't have a boss.
Yeah.
You don't do it. Nobody's doing
Right.
it.
Nobody's gonna tell you to wake up.
It's
You have to
funny,
wake up
like,
and grind.
Right now, we can't get fired, but we also can't quit.
Right?
It's like one of those like weird like.
Yeah, it's like all of our like life savings is in this, so
Yeah.
we can't quit and we can't get fired. So however you guys go, if you sleep in, you're losing.
Exactly.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean? So
And
it's
like
a
right now, it's
constant hustle.
Sunday.
Yes.
You know, and we're working, we're doing,
This is the
Right.
fun stuff. Though.
This is
Yeah,
the fun
hell
thing.
yeah.
Well, that's the great thing about our job too. Most of it is
Hmm.
really, really fun.
Which is great because a lot of
Yeah.
people, not a lot of people can say they have fun at work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because even me, when I go into work, I'm just like, all right, I got 8
We
hours
used to have fun. We used to, bro. When
When
I
it
first
wasn't
started
a lot
working
of
there-
bullshit.
When
But now there's a lot
when
of
I first
bullshit.
started working there, it was just me, you, John
That
Paquette.
is true. Why you put his whole government out?
That's true. Me, you, and
right.
John.
It was a good time.
We was doing wild stuff.
We were-
Skateboarding with the thing.
What's the thing? Skateboarding with what thing?
We had like the
was
pallet.
wilding out.
We had like
Nice.
the pallet.
pallets.
We used to skateboard with those.
Yeah, like we used to make the rubber balls out of rubber bands, so we used to just
Oh,
freaking
yeah.
chuck them at shit. Like, it was a good time back then.
I
Now
had a-
it's
I
like
had a
new
summer job.
bosses, new things changed. Like,
Yeah.
all right.
I had a summer job in high school. There's a carousel. You know the battleships down in Fall River?
Yes.
There's a
Okay.
carousel right there. And so I had a job at a carousel when I was like 15. And in the middle of the day, it would be dead. Like in the morning, there'd be like young families. And in the afternoon, there'd be like people who were like, they're like 80. They're like, when I was
Right,
a
right.
kid, I was on this carousel. But in the middle of the day, it was dead. So we would we'd turn off the music box and just put like Metallica on over the
nice.
intercom and ride the carousel.
And just go off.
That's crazy.
See, that's having fun at your
Some
job.
headbangers. On a freaking pony.
Other stuff 15-year-olds do.
It's cool too for Granny Squibb's. Did you guys hear what we did for our company, our summer company retreats? So keep in mind we're designing this company. So last year was our first summer company retreat, and the entire team went skydiving.
Wow.
Everyone?
I've
Actually,
been.
no.
Love it.
I think Nice was telling us about like he couldn't make it or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
this
that's
year.
what you did.
So we
Okay.
invited him
all
this
right.
year too. This
No, he had the
year
right
we
idea,
actually
That
we
is
went
pretty
shark
good.
diving. This year.
That's
And
what. Yes.
we wanted.
And he
to
was
do
like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "What the fuck? Shark diving?" I was like, "I'd be so down for that though."
I messaged
I'm the
him, like,
nut out of
10 p.m. I was like,
everybody.
yo.
so,
Yeah,
like-
he likes
I-
doing wild stuff.
Yeah, I'm the nut everywhere. So as soon as I heard that, I was like, "What the fuck?" But I was like, "That sounds badass." Because I went like people like bailed on me for skydiving. I was like, "Dude, skydiving." I was like, "I'm not jumping out of a plane." Fuck it, I went by myself and did it. You know what I mean?
Nice.
I'm the
That's
Oh, it's
fucking
awesome.
nut.
I love skydiving.
But
Yeah,
talk
we
about
love
it.
it.
But when Nice was like, I can't make it. I'm like, that's the right move. It's sharks, you know.
right.
Sharks are
Fuck
scary.
that.
I'm one of those people with stuff like that. I respect sharks too much to get into their
That's what I was telling Kelly.
Fuck
There's
that.
there's a lot of things
I'm in.
where if you're afraid of something, it's good to like
You gotta
confront your
respect it.
fear and stuff.
You're right.
But sharks, like, it makes sense to be afraid of sharks. You know, you don't
We're in
have to
their
confront the shark.
territory.
they're powerful.
They're like nature's perfect killing
No,
machine. You don't need to confront your
true.
fear and punch him in the face.
Like,
Just
that
stay
is
away
true.
from a shark.
That's my
Your
thing
whole life,
too.
stay
Out
away
of the
from a
water.
shark.
Stay the
That's
fuck
my
out.
thing too about sharks.
Oh
is
my
that it's my brothers told me this one day, and it was like sharks are babies. They don't really want to eat you. They just don't have hands to touch you and see what you are. So they end up
Don't
just
have
ripping off your
hands,
limb.
bite you.
They end up
Yeah.
they end up just ripping off your limb
And
instead.
letting you bleed.
Yeah,
Well, the
and
whole
let you bleed to
thing-
death.
The whole thing, it was supposed to be like a business thing. Obviously, it was our company retreat, so we wanted to show the rest of our team, be like, it's okay to take risks. It's okay to
Yeah.
make a mistake, because like last week you swam with fucking sharks. Like, you're fine. You're gonna
If
be
you
fine.
can do that
Dope.
shit, you
Right.
can dive into this company.
Exactly,
Like, you know what I mean?
exactly.
I would have went with you
I like
guys, but I would have watched you guys from the boat.
You
And
would've been
it
like,
would have been
"That's
like,
nice.
'cause I can definitely have fun through someone.
Oh yeah.
Wait, actually, the scariest
I could have
thing-
filmed it.
Oh my
Y'all,
God.
so the weather was actually really bad. The swells, it was like 6-8 foot swells. So I'm
Wow.
sitting there, I'm in the cage, and I don't know if you guys know how the cage is, but the
It's like,
doors
yeah.
around lock, but there's 2 doors on top of the cage that don't lock for emergencies in case you need to get out.
Oh, okay.
So what happened is this wave came, and knocked me over, and I flew out the top.
Get
and so
the
I'm just
fuck
like
outta
free
here.
swimming. I'm like,
Look at
oh,
him, look
he
at him,
looks
look at
so-
him, look at him. I'm sorry, but the corner of my eye, she was like, she was like,
When she had the
"What?"
idea of shark diving, I was looking on YouTube about it, and I saw more than one time where she's like, "We're in cages, it's no problem," and I saw more than one time a shark jumping into the cage. So I was like, it happened more than once. This is not a fluke.
By the way,
Oh,
he's
shit.
talking like this, but he was the first one in the water.
Yeah,
Just saying
that's
that.
all right. He's like, you know what?
First
Fuck
one,
that. I
and
can't
he's
let her.
like, "Well,
Couldn't let you one up
Nick
it.
manned up. He was like, all right, I'm here. I'm here.
Take a risk out here. You know what I'm saying? But I love that. I love that idea of just doing that and having the retreat based on that. So when you guys, the skydiving, you know what I mean, the Shark Tank. So what's the next one? Do you guys know?
We don't know.
Picnic.
Yeah,
okay.
did you guys have the idea?
He's like, "Yeah, have a sandwich. Cucumber sandwich. You know what I mean? Take that."
He said, listen, I'm only doing this because you brought it up.
Sweating and shit.
I'll be fine at
Oh
home.
my God. All right, so since we're talking about water and talking about stuff like in shark, I know it's not food, but you guys recently just did the Newport Oyster Festival, right?
Yeah.
So how was that? Like, what was the experience with that? Because I wanted to
Well-
dive into like pairing drinks and stuff too, but to start with that,
I'm gonna let Nick take this one.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Love oysters, by
we
the way.
love
Yeah, it's
yeah
so
we
good.
love doing festivals like that. I mean, for the business reason, because we get out in front of a lot of people, but also just because it's delicious food and we get to hang out. And,
Right.
so yeah, the Oyster Fest was great. They had something like
16 or something.
it
20?
was almost 20 oyster farms
Oh.
from all over the state. And
Nice.
they just-
So there's a lot of oysters, not enough cranberries. Got it.
That's right. Plenty of oysters, yeah. Yeah, so they basically just trucked in. I mean, they had thousands and thousands of oysters, and they trucked them in, and people came down and walked around and.
Did they have a shucking? They had a
They
shucking
had a
contest.
shucking contest, which was wild.
Have you guys ever shucked oysters?
Yes.
No,
I
I
cut my hand
haven't.
the first time.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I learned my
Actually,
lesson
just-
though. I was like, oh,
What's the guy's name?
pretty tough.
Do you guys watch superhero movies
Oh,
at all? So what's Happy's name? His real name? The Happy from Spider-Man. Or what is it? What is Iron Man? You know Iron Man's right hand man, Happy, the chubby dude. He had the show on Netflix. All right, so have you seen Iron Man? No.
Yeah.
So he had a show, and he came to surround like New England area when shucking oysters and figuring out how that works and stuff like that. And it's funny because I just seen that episode like yesterday, and it was just dope like how they even farm oysters.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, actually, it's funny. So, I mean, back in the day, like oysters were just everywhere, and they were like street food. You know, like
Yeah.
And now
Pick
they're
'em
like
up.
super like premium and everything.
like $3 to get
Oh, yeah.
one oyster.
But
like,
the cool thing about oysters, so with the cranberry flavor, part of the proceeds of that go to Save the Bay.
Yep.
Nice.
Which,
yes.
yeah. So a cool thing about
We love that organization.
farming
it's so
oysters,
cool. It's so cool.
it's like the only agricultural thing where it actually makes the environment better around it because like they filter stuff out. So like it's super good for the environment. So yeah, I mean, and also they're just good.
That's pretty legit. That's
Yeah.
pretty legit. So, you guys brought some alcohol, so I want to dive into
Yeah. Let's do it.
this and let's pair it.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, so we brought two different liquors. We brought gin and vodka, and we brought it. It's rhodium vodka and rhodium gin. There's the gin. This is the vodka.
Out of Pawtucket,
Yeah,
first
so
of all.
it's, Rhode Island Spirits, right out of Pawtucket. Completely women owned, completely women run.
Shout out
It's
to my
awesome.
ladies.
We
Oh,
love
I'm a
them.
single lady.
That's dope. Let's see the bottom.
So,
So-
do you guys want me to make you a cocktail?
Please,
Yeah?
I want to see how
All
this
right,
works.
let's do a cocktail.
Cocktails and Dreams. You ever seen that movie?
No, I haven't. Is it good?
Rhodium. whatever.
Tom Cruise is the best drinker and like the best drink.
So,
I think I've seen that. Doesn't he dance on the bar at one point?
Yes.
I think I've seen that one clip.
Classic.
so you need this one or that one? So, what are you making right now? So, you got the ice
right
in there.
now, I'm gonna make something that we call the Dutch Islander, and it is 1 part vodka and 3 parts Granny Squibb sweetened cranberry.
Sweetened cranberry.
Yeah.
Which is this one. So,
Yeah, thank you.
absolutely nice. This is not the one with the limoncello.
Yeah, it was supposed to be.
I had
So
to.
right before I came in here, I had a bottle of Rhodium's limoncello, and I broke it right on the sidewalk.
Now, you look so sad.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
But so Rhode Island Spirits also has Rhodium limoncello, and it's delicious.
Nice.
And it mixes very well with this particular cocktail.
Okay.
So who would like?
Wanna try it?
I'll try.
You want to try
Yeah,
it?
let's do this.
Yeah.
So that's one. So that's the one that's offered over there, correct?
Yeah.
So all right. So this
that's
is
our
the
menu.
cranberry and the
Yeah, the cranberry
3 parts.
sweetened
Mm-hmm.
right here, and then the Rhodium vodka.
Bang, bang.
Oh, so you do have an unsweetened cranberry?
We do.
Yeah.
We do. We have unsweetened
For every flavor.
Every flavor.
Oh, okay, cool.
Nice.
That's good enough.
Let us know how that tastes, Udi. Put the hat down.
Good.
Ask Udi. Ask Udi.
Ask Udi.
How does it taste, Udi?
And take- When you know it's good when you get the, you know what I mean? The little tongue
Tastes
click.
good to me. I like it. I can drink this.
That's pretty legit.
You want to try the gin squibby?
Yeah, let's do it.
Ooh, this is actually,
You like it? Cool.
it's very smooth. It
I
feels,
feel like that'll sneak up on you.
yes, because like I
It's
got the hint,
dangerous.
I got the hint of the vodka, but it's like it's subtle, so it's kind of like
Yeah.
enough of these, put you on your ass. Damn, Granny.
So when we were we want to have a specialty cocktail for each of our flavors, and so when we came out with the cranberry, our projects manager, her name is Emma Haskell, who you guys have all been in touch with through
Oh,
Instagram. She
okay,
does all
that's
of our
her.
social media.
Gotcha.
And so we were like, hey, Emma, this is at 2 p.m. We're like, yo, can you just look on Pinterest or whatever
Right.
and think of a couple cocktails, and then at 5 o'clock have everything ready in the conference room and we'll go try it. She was like, totally, yeah, absolutely. So 5 o'clock, we're in the office and we walk next door, and she had an entire bar set up and a list of 16 cocktails.
Oh my God!
I'm like,
You guys left there probably.
Cancel
"Fuck."
cancel
We were
everything
all
for
dancing
tomorrow.
on the table. We're
Oh
like,
my
"Yeah."
God! Yep, just like Tom Cruise. You know? That is crazy. That's awesome, though. That's awesome. So this is the gin.
Going down.
Yes, so
Okay.
this is, we're using rhodium gin from RI Spirits, and it's 1 part gin, 3 parts Sally's lemon sweetened.
Let's try this one first. You know what I'm saying? Let's swirl around the ice. Get a little cool. Oh, that's good.
Is it?
And because I'm a big fan of gin too, so like,
Nice.
this is, you know what? You don't need this one.
Wait.
This is really good. I like this. I like this.
Shorty, come
So
my
speaking
way.
of, what's your favorite to pair it with then? I mean, what's your favorite drink or your favorite Granny Squib? Do you like the cranberry more? Do you like the? What's your favorites?
I'll go first.
If you only had one
my-
flavor the rest of your life, what would it be?
Definitely the one that I drink all day, every day is the unsweetened cranberry.
Nice.
I
What I'm drinking.
love it. I absolutely love it.
Nice.
If I'm gonna mix anything with liquor, then I'll use the sweetened cranberry.
Okay.
And usually with vodka, but again, it mixes with everything. Literally, yeah.
That mojito lime and the gin too. I'm trying to tell you.
Yep.
What about you?
It's kind of boring, but I like the sweet lemon, the original.
Really?
Can't go wrong. you
Can't
know?
go wrong with the original, the OG.
But yeah, like we drink this stuff. I never liked this
Drink it all day,
the unsweetened stuff.
right.
I have a kind of a sweet tooth, but after doing it, drink it all the time. So I had to switch to the unsweetened a little bit.
Just to kind of. I was just about to say. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I just have a quick question about like your strategy. I know we talked about like the cans and the. What was your? Why did you go glass instead of like plastic?
We would never go plastic.
Okay, because
It's
of
bad
Save
for
the bay.
environment.
Bad for the environment.
It tastes-
All right.
Save
it's
the
just
bay.
not something we would ever do.
Okay.
Right. Save
Making
the day.
sure.
But I was also gonna ask. So even. I'm comfortable drinking this because you guys drink it so much. You know what I mean? Like you ever go somewhere and it's like they don't even taste their own product. I'm like,
So-
I'm not drinking that shit.
So I don't know how
this.
this will be received, but I love to eat Asian food where I see Asian people eat. So,
Right.
So like,
Exactly.
You know what's good?
Not going to a Chinese food restaurant and not eating their own food.
Yeah.
It's not happening. You know
so
what I'm saying?
that's why I stick with Four Seasons.
Oh, you'll see them eating over there. So, you guys drink. I was just about to ask when's the best time to drink a Granny Squib, but you guys drink it all day, every day. But
Yeah,
what's the
in
best? Is
the
it a
morning, it's
breakfast?
really refreshing.
Right?
So another thing they say about hangovers, not that we're hungover all the time or anything, but no, lemon and sugar is a really, really, really good hangover cure.
Really?
So, Saturday
know that.
morning, Sunday morning, whatever day you.
So not a Bloody Mary, just
I do love
Got that little bit of caffeine, a little boost.
little boost in there.
but that's good. And then, like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, just to pick me up. It does have caffeine in it.
Ooh,
But
I
it's not
love
like,
that. I'm sorry. Before he just
I don't always drink, but when I do, I drink with Granny Squibbs.
Sounds good.
But what you say? Sorry, you say
No, yeah, 3 o'clock. It's like the perfect amount of caffeine. You're not all hyped with like coffee
right.
then.
You
and
drink it
then-
in the winter, the summer, the fall.
Yeah, and
all
it
of
actually
that.
heats up really well. I don't know.
Well, it's
Really?
Kelly had that.
No, you got to tap into
We
that. I didn't
we
know
talk
that.
about iced tea all the time, so we're in that mindset. We're talking about new cool things to do, and Kelly's like, in the winter, you heat it up. I'm like, that's just tea. You're just describing regular
Yes,
tea.
tea. Yes.
I was like, oh, yeah, there's just, what if we heated it up?
Yeah, it's like that's definitely just tea.
Instead of why don't you drink it cold, just drink it warm. Why didn't you drink it warm?
Crazy.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about your collaboration with Revival. So how did that happen? Like, that's awesome.
So-
In fact, I never knew that beer and iced tea can go together, first of all.
Yeah.
So, yes.
So years ago, Robin and Sean Larkin, who's the founder, head brewmaster at Revival, they met at an event. And they just totally hit it off. And Sean ended up becoming an advisor at Granny Squibb's. He's on the advisory board.
Okay.
So, and he's just a great guy. He knows what he's doing. He's a pro and has been an incredible resource to Nick and I, especially because we've only been in the industry for a year and a half at this point. So having his kind of mentorship has been just
Gosh.
so awesome. And his support. So what happened, he came out with the Granny Squibb's beer 3 years ago.
Really?
I think. Yeah, 3 years ago. And it
Wow.
was just this really short run, kind of, whatever. And then it was like, I don't know, last year or maybe like earlier this spring, but I was on Instagram and I was going through, this is at like 5 a.m. I'm just like in bed, I'm going through and I see this Granny Squibb's can, it has the same label. And I'm like, oh my God, from 3 years ago. And so I
Going
literally
deep.
just like sent
Right,
him
just
that message. And, yeah, going really deep. It's kind of embarrassing.
You gotta do your
But I was
research.
like, yo,
Not bad.
Sean, like, you did a Granny Squibb's beer. Can you do this again?
Right.
And within 2 weeks, he was like, yeah, I still have some old labels. Within 2 weeks, he brewed it,
Wow.
canned it, had it on the shelves.
Dope.
It was so impressive.
Wow.
He's a doer.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
an
He doesn't
entrepreneur.
just talk. He just fucking
Exactly.
gets
He
it
Gets
done.
in there.
Do it.
I love that. Yeah, because I seen it, like I said before, like I seen it. I was like, what the? I was like, oh, I gotta buy this. And it was actually really good.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I was surprised. I'm a big beer fan, and like I still got the beer hoppiness, and then you got the nice subtle Granny squib
Yeah.
taste. I was
Little
just
tea
like,
in there,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was really good. And the bottle looked pretty well, the can looked really, really cool
Yeah.
too.
Right.
Good design. So who
Such a
did the
cool
artwork
story.
for that? Like
He's got a guy that does his
So-
labels, and they're all awesome.
that is
They're all
amazing.
Oh,
super
cool.
They're super cool.
Well, speaking about like going back on research, like shout out to Sure Live because Sure Live was doing like he knows you guys, he loves
yeah.
you guys,
We love him.
and he was like, "Oh, ask him," because he was scrolling down. He's like, "Are you guys bringing the lip balms back?" Boom. You guys had the whole chapstick thing. I was just like, "Oh, I didn't know you guys had chapstick."
Yeah, that was before
cool.
our time, I think.
Yeah.
But,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, he wanted to know if you guys were bringing that back.
We'll
or
bring it
anything.
back.
That's
Literally,
pretty badass.
it's kind of fun. We can make anything, really.
So, but that you could just like legit because I just know like what cost of like the less you make, you know what I mean? Like you guys
Right.
could just literally just go and just make whatever you guys want, like in a sense.
I mean, we could.
without
yeah,
We could.
We can.
It's
That's
not.
badass. if the
whether-
demand
whether or
is
not
there
it's-
though,
right.
right?
And a lot of this
Well,
stuff. I mean,
you create the demand by marketing it, by
We also-
talking to people.
Yeah.
True
by,
entrepreneurial shit.
Yeah.
I love it. It's like we create that.
I mean, the iced tea is the business, and like, I mean, we like you guys have the t-shirts, we've got t-shirts, we've got hats, all this like promotional stuff.
yeah,
And if it was, there it is.
bang
Yeah.
bang.
If we and it's all a good idea, and it all helps get the name out there. Kelly and I are like on different sides of that. She's
This is
like,
where
we need
our
1,000
jobs-
t-shirts.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, like, we need
everything.
1,000
We need
hats.
a huge boat that has a Granny Squibb sale on it.
Right, a whole
That would
banner.
be
Okay.
baller.
Right?
Yes.
It would. Of course it
I
would.
like
They're all
that
good
shit.
I'm just
ideas.
saying.
I like that shit.
They're all
I'm
cool.
just
but They all
saying.
cost
Love
money.
That is true.
Put me on the boat, and my hashtag would be, "Bitch, I'm on a yacht."
I'm like,
Granny Squibb style.
Yeah.
Granny Squibb style. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is pretty legit. I love that. So the fact that you guys create your demand, you guys are all in it. I think that and you guys drink your own product. I love that. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you guys. Let's do the chairs up. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, I'm feeling this. I'm
Yeah.
Want me to make you one?
There you go.
Yeah, sure.
Love it.
For vodka or-
How many employees do you guys have?
Sorry.
How many employees do you guys have?
So we have, besides the partners.
Wait,
we-
into the can.
Look how
That boss-
gangsta.
boss.
He's like, fuck a cup.
we have. So besides the partners, we have 2 full-time employees. Emma, that you guys have been talking to, and then Anna, who she's from. We knew her from Providence, but then she moved away, and she was working for coffee companies and like national coffee companies. So she knows the
She
business.
started at
really
New
well.
Harvest, worked for Stumptown, Royal
Oh,
okay.
Coffee, and she did all of the sourcing.
So
and
she knows the
everything for
business
them.
really
She's
well,
Incredible.
and the fact that we're also friends makes it.
Made it even
Yeah,
Nice.
we can, we know we like her, we know we can work with her, and then also she has all the know-how. So
Right. I
So
love
pretty
that.
much self-contained and really like.
yeah,
Okay.
So also I wanted to tell like I've noticed. So we found out about you guys through like Nice, obviously. So Nice, like we mentioned before, the ultimate brand ambassador for you
Yeah.
guys. Like he goes so hard. But how do you guys like take the love like you got? Because I've been seeing like so like you got Messy, you got Nice, and everybody's just showing you guys so much love.
It's
And then
so-
we're in it now. We jumped on the train. We're like, all right, we in. You know what I'm saying? It's just like there's so much love, and a lot of it's coming from like the younger generation. Like, how do you guys like cater to that? How do you guys love that? Like,
It's
because
amazing. Sometimes we'll look at
Right.
each other and like every single time you guys tag us in a post
Everything.
or repost something, Nick and I are like,
it's crazy. Yeah.
it's so cool for us. It's
Right.
so awesome for us, and we so appreciate it.
Right.
Because that's how we'll get our name out there. And
Okay.
like, you guys are really fucking cool.
Yeah,
So, like,
you
We
guys
tried.
too.
having
You guys too.
back,
Like, seriously.
we really like love y'all company, and it's like it's not like one of those things where it's like, oh, they're just a company and we want them on here. It's like we actually fuck with y'all.
The drink,
and we use y'all drinks to mix, and we fuck with Nice too, and he brought us to you guys.
That's literally like
and
our brothers.
It's
So
really
it's
an
like-
organic thing, and I remember when I was like, hey, I want to take a picture of Granny Squibbs, and this is like, I'll just bring you over there. And like, then like I met you there, and I met you. I took a picture. I took a pictures with you, and I'm like they're just really nice people. And you guys had the truck. It was like a
Right.
yeah, it was
Yeah,
like
little,
a
that
little
PVD
mini
fest.
house.
PVD
mini
fest,
house.
yes, yeah.
Yes, I would love a tiny house. By the way.
That thing is so cool.
Yeah,
That thing is so
yeah.
cool.
But what also caters to you guys too, I think, is just that number one, you're local. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
that's incredibly like great. You know what I mean? And also, it's just you guys are humble. Like, you know, we meet so many other people, and you know they kind of stuck up. You know, we own Iced Tea Company. You know, I'm saying, like,
funny?
but it's not like that. You're like,
that-
yeah, we just
I have to
fuck
tell
it. Let's
Kelly-
drink. Like,
People
it's
ask
so
Kelly
cool.
like, "Oh, what do you do?" And she's like, "I sell iced tea."
yeah.
And I'm like, "Well, she owns the company."
Right.
that's pretty boss.
That's
Like
just
it's
humble.
like
That's so humble. Love
that humbleness is gonna attracts so much more than
Attracted
it. You know
us,
what I mean?
man. Attracted
And so
us.
it's like you don't push people away when you're like, oh, I sell iced tea. What do you want to know about it? Instead of saying, I just saw, I own a business. And then there's nothing else to go on after that. You know what I'm saying? You're stopping the conversation. But you guys are really polite people, and you guys really like anybody that takes interest. It seems like you guys just like, hey, this is what I do. You know,
Right.
da-da-da, and
Polite and
Yeah.
badass. Because I remember seeing, I think it was, I don't know if both of you were there, but there was a show that Nice did at the Parlor.
Yeah.
And Nice is performing, and then I think it was you in the background. You were like, yeah! Oh, shit! I was like, with the whole cup, yeah! I was like, oh, I
That
love her.
makes sense.
I was like, I love her. That's fucking awesome. You know what I mean? Like, so badass. You guys like don't give a fuck, and that is just awesome for
Well,
that. You know what I
you
mean?
guys talking about like just hanging out with good people, and we didn't know Nice at all, and then he kind of like popped in one day at the office.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah, how did that even happen? Like,
I don't know. That's the thing.
Honest,
The headquarters, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Dan Murphy.
Right.
Mm.
Right.
connected,
Yeah.
yeah.
But he kind of just like breezed into the office like
And
he
he
knew
was like,
everybody
"Hey, what's
already.
We were like,
very
"Hey."
outgoing.
That,
yeah.
He has that. I like that about people. Like him and Freddie have that. I grew up differently. I can't like I have a hard time like yeah. I mean you have to show me that I can talk to you
Right.
before I can be like, hey, how you doing? You know. But Nice and him, they can go
give a fuck.
anywhere. It's like, hey, you
I'm
know?
in the background.
Yeah. they can go anywhere and shake hands with the best of them and really like.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate it. But that
openness,
about them.
yeah.
That's gonna take Nice really far.
Yeah.
But also, I mean,
It is.
he
It
got
definitely is.
interested in Granny Squibbs, and back to what you guys were saying, it was like genuine. Like he was actually he actually likes it, and he actually wants to like share it with people.
Right.
And we're like, that's amazing, you know.
Right.
Who is this dream angel into our office?
And just wants
Spreading
to help
the
us
word.
out, you know?
Right.
Like, this is
just-
incredible.
I feel like with Nice, he has really good vision. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So he's seen
That's-
you guys,
yo.
and he was like, "Oh, this is perfect. Like, help me help
Yeah.
you." And then it goes both ways.
Yeah.
I can't
it
tell you how
makes
many
it for
times
him in any way
we've been
we
stumped
can.
on an idea, and Nice comes in mad effortlessly and goes, "Yeah, you guys should do that." or
And you'd be like, "What are
why
you
you
guys
guys could debating this? Just pick a freaking date.
Yo,
We'll make it
seriously.
happen." And like, we will make it happen.
Yes.
We'll pick a date.
God
Yeah.
damn it. No, seriously. All right, so I don't have a lot, but let's get into the word association trivia. Just a few of them, you know what I mean? Not too much.
Oh,
I was on the
gosh,
way
okay.
picking it up.
Cool.
But it's pretty much what we were talking
We're gonna
about.
say a word, and you guys say the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay, do we coordinate on this or just like
No,
individually? Okay.
individually, or I mean, it'll be dope if you guys jinx it. You know what I mean? Like at the same time.
What happens if we jinx it? There
Shoot.
has to be.
Take a shot. Take a shot. All right, so first one, honestly, Granny Squibb.
Iced tea.
Fairly simple. All right.
Yeah.
Iced tea? Is it
Iced
green?
tea.
Okay.
Iced tea.
All right.
Good. Delicious.
There you go. Vodka.
Granny Squibb.
Soda. Granny Squibb. Yes, I choose Granny Squibb. Never mind. I take soda back.
It's like, yes. Providence.
Love.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Love that.
All right. Retirement.
Never. We're never gonna retire.
Yeah.
Work is fun.
Love it. Okay. Fall.
Warm.
Huh?
Oh no, it's like
I
the,
love
like,
fall.
like
I wish it was
warm.
longer. I wish it was more than
Yeah,
like
yeah.
So
2 weeks.
I'm not gonna lie. I actually kind of like just love this weather more than any other weather.
Yeah, it's nice and cool. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
throw a hoodie on.
It's
hoodie
nice
season.
Cranberries. Fall cranberries. I don't know if
Right.
it's too late to.
Yeah.
Stop freezing your cranberries, everybody.
Robin Squibb. Right? Robin Squibb?
Entrepreneur.
Founder.
Love it. And one's kind of
Boss. Total boss.
And sharks.
Fun.
That's what you get.
Just avoid them. Just avoid them. It's not hard. It's not hard.
It's like,
We're right
okay.
here.
It's not hard.
I can appreciate a shark on Shark Week.
It's not like
Oh,
it's
wow.
not like a fear of dogs where like maybe you'll run into a dog in your day-to-day life. You're not gonna run into a shark in your
Yeah.
day-to-day life. Just steer
Right.
clear of sharks.
See,
It's
people
easy.
look.
Let them
at
be
me,
majestic.
right, and people look at me crazy. Like I have a really like heightened fear of octopus. I don't know why.
Because they're so smart and they
And you
get through
creepy.
anything. They're
Yes.
so creepy.
And then they blend with shit that is just
Yeah.
creeps me the fuck. I'm scared of octopus, and so that's why like people look at me
Big
crazy.
one
Like
can
that's
get
fine.
through a
I
whole
leave them
this thing.
with a
And we're
fuck
talking
your
about
rat.
animals being scared of.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of sharks. I just respect that they can kill me.
Right.
But I'm actually.
Well, I'm scared of sharks, but like I'm scared of getting stabbed. Like you
Yeah.
should be scared. Not
Yeah,
like
you should
unhealthy
be.
amount.
Yeah.
It's a healthy fear.
Right.
I'm afraid
Nah,
of
I
dog-
have a phobia.
I'm afraid of Doberman pictures.
Doberman pictures.
Yeah, I don't like
really?
how they look. To me, like, maybe I need to meet one in real life and like pet it.
Our dog.
But like, you have a Doberman picture?
Well, she's the
No.
Doberman Pinscher coloring.
Yeah. yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
Oh,
she's like
tricolor.
lab shaped.
Yeah.
What's
Okay.
Her, what's the dog? He, she,
She.
Yes.
What's her
like
name?
the tall,
Ivy.
kind of look like a tall Rottweiler.
Fancy.
Yeah. I'm afraid of Doberman pictures. They look vicious as hell.
Oh yeah.
To me, I just need to. I probably need to see one and like
Yeah.
really pet
Yeah,
it.
they're cute.
Nah, I don't mind. I love dogs. You know what I
too.
mean? Yeah.
Dogs are the best.
I love all dogs, but,
But
those
spiders
motherfuckers.
for me? No. Spiders.
Spiders.
Nope.
I don't have a fear of spiders unless we're like the ones that can kill us, like the ones that are venomous.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, that's
any
a
other.
healthy. That's a healthy.
Yeah,
That's not a phobia.
if it's
That's
a regular
normal.
one or like anyone that's bigger, like if it's like this big, I'm like, what the fuck is that?
So scary.
And
Australia?
I'll just throw the monitor cocktail in the house,
Face.
let it burn.
Burn it down. Start over.
Just start a whole house over. You don't need
Burn
it.
it down. But
Yeah.
like Australia got the most insane type.
Everything can kill you.
Everything can
Oh
kill you
my
out there.
God,
Yeah.
I know somebody.
Everything.
And I know somebody in Australia, and she's like, "Oh, it's really not as bad as you think. It's not like that in the city or something like that." I'm like, I don't
Everything is
care.
poisonous.
I'm not
Everything.
going over there. That's not happening.
They can keep it.
But since we were talking about nice and talking about music, and you're a musician as well, so let's dive a little bit into some of the entertainment news a little bit, and then kind of see what you guys feel about it. So, Rolling Loud, like we mentioned before, drops a few rappers due to what NYPD claims as a higher risk of violence, right? So you have Nice as a brand ambassador. He's a rapper and stuff like that. And so how do you guys feel about like just hip hop still having that stigma of being violent and and why did you guys kind of choose like hip hop to kind of like, or did it even matter that he was a rap artist or anything like that when choosing him
To
to
be
kind
honest,
of?
I don't think it mattered. I think it just mattered that he was doing something creative and something that he was passionate about. And,
Yes.
and anyone that is passionate, I think, would fit with our brand.
Right.
You know?
Because you guys will also do the jazz fest and stuff like that too, right? So it really doesn't really matter
It
to you too
doesn't,
much.
yeah.
right?
And I don't know, were you guys at that party we had? When was it? A couple weeks ago at our office, and Nice played.
Yeah, I heard about it. Yeah, I
Okay,
heard
no.
he wasn't even supposed to.
Just invite us next time. We'll just,
Yeah.
Oh, definitely invite us.
yeah, invite us.
yeah.
Whatever you guys have
always,
open
always.
stuff.
You guys are
Just
always
invite
invited.
us.
It's all love.
Yeah, but it was
We'll be there.
cool because there was like this sweet folk, ukulele singer, and then there's just like rock and roll, and then there's Nice, and I think that all
It's a
of
good
those
mix.
artists coming together and just sharing their passion is what's important to us.
Yeah,
Right.
when I was playing out a lot more, it was like, I don't know, between 5 and 10 years ago, and there's a lot of different music scenes in Providence, and they weren't talking to each other at all.
Okay.
It was like really, really separate. And like, if you were into like the folk scene, you never went to a hip hop show, and vice versa, you know. And then I feel like a lot of the people working right now, that is kind of breaking down a little bit. You know, like I see a lot of bills where it's like, you know, an MC and like a punk band, and then like a jazz, exactly.
Yeah. We love Jesse here.
I
That's my
love
guy.
Jesse too.
But,
He's awesome.
but about the what you were talking about, like, I think there's a lot of, I mean, I'm not like a huge hip hop head, but there's like anything else, like, it's like there's a lot of different genres, you know, and I think like with rock, there's like certain genres that are like black metal, like there's an increased like threat of violence, you know, like so I don't know what the artists or the history is.
Right.
I think to lump it all together though is kind of ignoring how many like super positive people.
Yeah.
Right.
So I get what you're saying. I kind of think New York is really weird. It's like,
Hey, leave
especially
Brooklyn
with
alone.
no,
That's where I was born,
it's getting a lot more strict in New York, and especially with it seems like a big increase on hip hop. Like they're pressing their foot. Because I remember like when the hip hop police, when we first found out they was real.
Yeah.
Like they had a police task force just for hip hop.
Is that right?
Yeah, in New York. Yeah.
A lot of crime.
And I just think that they need to let up a little bit. I can understand increasing security or security checks. You know what I'm saying? But to start knocking people off a bill that can potentially increase what? All right. So if that event makes money, that city makes money, and regardless of what you believe, hip hop is one of the leading genres of music.
Right. Yeah. Right now.
It's weird to me that you're allowing that. It's weird to me that you're separating the two. Like if you like money more than anything, and I understand risk, but that comes with any festival. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was
Like a
just thinking
PVD
that.
fest.
Yeah, PVD.
Agreed.
At any point, somebody can drive through PVD fest and start hitting people. I don't want to put that idea out there.
Oh, Lord.
But
Well, you know what happened this year.
Yeah.
No, what happened?
This year,
Oh,
that's
there was,
stabbing.
there was stabbing. And there was a shots fired. at one point.
Yeah, shots fired. I was right there. I was actually speaking of. I was eating a burger. You ain't
Right next to you.
and we're pop. People are running. I'm like,
all the way
I paid
down there.
$9 for the burger. I'm gonna finish my burger and then I'll run.
But yeah, no, I think
I
it's
was
a
like,
good
I'm
point.
not
Like it doesn't matter if it's a like country music festival
Right.
or like you get a lot of people in a
It's dangerous.
people
Yeah,
get
a lot of
violent.
people.
just-
and it's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's so many personalities. There's so
Yeah,
many.
people are just assholes, man.
There's the likelihood of something happening is high in any situation.
Right.
So,
But I will say
increase security and
But I will say there's not a lot of stabbings at the jazz festival though.
that's true. That is
It's a
true.
lot of high people probably, but not a lot of
people,
stabbings.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But as far as like the scene goes, I mean, I just feel like hip hop is definitely taking over. There's a lot of mashing too. Like you mentioned before, I love the mash between pop and hip hop and rock and you know what I'm saying? I think that's just healthy. It's great. So just knocking like
And a lot of them take from each other.
yeah,
you know?
yes,
It's,
absolutely.
it's,
A lot of
it's starting to
sampling.
blend. Like there's a lot of people. Like I remember when Jay-Z did the thing with like a park. I remember like even let's talk about what's his name? The dude from the White Iverson.
Oh, Post Malone.
Post Malone.
Yeah.
He's like a cross
it's getting harder
between
to like
awesome.
to even
Distinguish.
say what genre is this in anymore.
It's all
because
like
because Post Malone's literally rap, pop, and rock and roll.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he's like
He
three
meshed them
genres
really
in one.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he does it well to where each side can listen to it and be like, oh, that's what today's or you know. So yeah, I don't know what the question was, but or like anyway, but yeah, I think it just blends really well, and I feel like
Right.
sometimes hip hop gets the worst end of the stick
Yeah.
of being looked down upon. But yeah,
So what do you guys have like does music kind of influence some of the stuff that you do like as far as like Granny Squibb or anything like that or like what do you guys listen to like you know
We listen to everything.
Yeah.
Actually, right now I have that Post Malone song stuck in my head. Now that you guys mentioned him, that Sunflower
Oh, he had
song.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Sunflower.
right.
Oh no! Yeah. That was in a Spider-Man movie. I just seen that Spider-Man movie too.
that was a good movie.
But yeah, it was a good one with Sway Lee. I forgot the song, but yeah, that's a good song.
Sunflower or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you do music. You have
I've
a
been,
music
I've been in
background.
bands for years and years, so like talking about we get to kind of design the company. I mean, we get to pick who we work with, and I've spent most of my life around musicians, so it's
It was
easy to me to
natural
be like,
What is one of your band names?
Oh man.
Give us the
I love
funniest
it.
one.
the funniest.
Not even
one?
all of them. I want to know all of them.
I got two, there's two funny ones. The first one was I was in a funk band in high school.
Oh
Full
man.
9-piece, had horns and everything. And we were called the Polyphonic Funk Odyssey.
Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
Say that
Real
3 times fast.
70s.
Very funk band name. Yeah.
Say that again.
The Polyphonic Funk Odyssey.
Say fast.
Nice.
I can't say it.
Polyphonic funk fantasy.
Odyssey.
Odyssey.
Odyssey. I
Odyssey.
love it.
Outcast, Oddie, Spotty, Doppalicious, or something.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Something like
Classic.
That. I can't say it. but-
Classic. All right. What was the other one?
And the other one was the band that I was most recently playing around Providence. It's the Mighty Good Boys.
I like that.
And we started out as like
We'll leave you guys an album.
Please.
it started out as like just like it sounds
Probably
like
give
like
you
a
an album.
bluegrassy kind of thing.
Bluegrass?
Foot
And then,
stomping.
and then it kind of turned into.
And you
this
have her in
weird-
the background. Yeah.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Everybody just.
Support.
But I played in like in all different kinds of bands.
Yeah.
That's
That's
awesome.
all.
So what do you
So-
play? Is
Boom
it just
store.
mostly drums or?
I started out playing drums, and then I feel like a lot of drummers they get kind of bored sitting in the back, so I picked up
Really?
the guitar
Nice.
so I could play.
He actually has his own project too, where he plays all the instruments, the whole album. I'll send that to you. It's like a garage punk,
Love it.
fun surfer rock kind of album.
Ooh.
It's called
See,
the Liberty Bells.
Meshing shit together.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it's
Yeah.
about, man.
Right.
It's
I
awesome.
love it.
It's really awesome.
So, I don't know if he has something else to say. But,
No, go.
But you guys are married, correct?
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, cool.
We've been
Two
together
questions.
For
He's
a
like,
decade.
A decade. Oh, nice. Clap that up.
Well,
That is
Karen,
Oh, he's
Love.
thinking about it.
We haven't been married for a decade.
we've been married for
But
4 years
no.
together for a
Yeah,
decade.
Yeah, that's,
Okay.
that's longevity.
So-
Shit, I can't even get past 2 months. You know what I mean? He said,
Yeah.
what? 2 months is a hassle
So
for me.
I'm assuming you guys are best friends.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. So how does it feel owning a company with your best friend and wife?
So
You guys ever
the
clash?
first,
Oh yeah, of course.
so we were super excited about it going into it. Like the first day that, like we had quit our jobs. The first day we were going together, we were like skipping down
they
the
were like
street.
literal birds, like
Yeah,
jumping on
like
his
a
shoulder.
Disney
We were like,
movie.
"Oh, this is wonderful.
Hold
the
it
We're
first-
living the dream."
But the first year,
Oh,
we had to figure it out because there was a
First year was very hard.
we
Yeah,
would be,
they
we would
say
be in the
that.
office all day together
Yeah.
in sort of like business partner mode, and then we'd go home, but we'd still be in that and like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's hard to
We
separate.
Take it work
also-
home
we have
and-
the same friends. We have a lot of. We don't have the same hobbies, but Nick's a musician. I love going to his shows. I go off and surf, and he loves like come in, watch me at the beach. So it's like we're still doing everything together.
I wanna learn how to
you
surf.
get- no matter who it is, like you're with someone 24 hours a day, you're gonna start.
yeah.
you
it's
know.
gonna happen.
Remember? Oh my God! There was one time. So last summer was so busy, and all these events we were doing. Last year it was still a team of 3. This year we've kind of expanded, but
Nice.
last year there was literally it was like 72 hours where we weren't further than about 10 feet
Yeah.
apart. Like even to the
Wow.
point because we were so busy, we even had to like shower together. We're like just
Really?
like moving. So that was really hard the first year.
Yeah.
No matter how much you love someone, no matter how much you like someone.
It's tough, especially
Yeah.
you're bringing. I mean, and you're kind of bringing something new to your relationship, like in a sense of like you're picking up this business. This is a
Oh, yeah.
This is your
So
third
new.
baby. This is a
Yeah.
child. Like you
Yeah.
guys got a baby and build it from the ground up. So it can tear you apart or bring you guys closer.
That's,
you know what I
and
mean?
We kind of had to. We're like, all right, this is tough, but we either need to decide that
Mm-hmm.
we can't do it. We can't do it, like together all the time, or we need to figure out how to do it together all the time.
I like that.
So we figured out how to do it together all the time, and then it was like we turned the corner one day, and now it's
It
great.
was like a
Right.
year to the day
Yeah, pretty
almost,
much.
where like,
Really?
because last year, we'd be like, arguing before an event and like, oh, you did that, like husband
yeah.
and wife shit.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
know, and it was just like, and then it was probably our 60th event together, and like we woke up in the morning and we weren't even talking. We just knew exactly
Slamming
who brought
shit around.
What. It was just like boom, 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 and we just had it down, and we were like, this is pleasant.
So what
It's like, I fucking love you.
me just seeing you guys,
Fucking doing
Yes.
it. Yeah.
me just seeing you guys, you look like a really good support like partner. Like you look like he'll come up with an idea and you're like, we're doing it. And then he just gotta be like, okay, I brought it up.
Right.
But
But it's usually how it happens, right? Like the wife just usually just takes over. Like you ever like order something wrong at a restaurant, be like, yeah, I'm not gonna. No, fuck
Bro.
that. He said he wanted tomatoes.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
it's-
saying? Like you kind of like the
kinda
boss
true.
a little bit.
well, she's absolutely the boss. Like she
Love it.
kind
That's
of
how it
goes the other
happens.
way because she's coming up with these ideas, and I'm like, that's too much.
Yeah.
And then we'll meet in the middle somewhere. Cause,
Right.
Um,
Compromise.
but yeah, no, I think the thing that we've like, and it's not a crazy epiphany, but it was whatever she was doing. Like, I have to keep my hands off and let her like quarterback that, and then what I'm doing, it's like, it's real easy to try to like, try to
Yeah,
get into
look
whatever.
over.
But
Right.
you have to just let each other do
Right.
do what they're doing.
So what do you
That's
guys?
dope.
What is the like? If there was one piece of advice you can give like couples in your situation, what
Couples
like
that are working together.
working together, just like what was the key to your success, like being married and being business partners like that? Like, what is one piece of advice you would give?
Well, I don't know if this might be a piece of advice for people that are thinking about getting into it. Really, really, really think about whether you like the person. Because that is huge. You can love someone.
I was just about to say,
and
you
like
can love.
really be in love, and that can work
Yes.
forever, and you can be happy forever.
Liking-
But working with each other, you have to be good friends too, and trust each other in that sense.
I like that.
Yeah, and I think I would stick with like you have to give each other space because if you're physically together all the time and in each other's physical space all the time, that can get tough. So you have to give each other like that mental space to like you've got your thing, I've got my thing. Obviously they overlap and we have to talk about it, but I'm not going to try to get into your thing and you're not going to try to get into mine.
Yeah, we
Right.
also had this discussion. I won't get offended at all if Nick's like, if we're like in bed snuggling and he's like, you need to leave for like
Right.
like an hour,
Shit.
just like an hour.
I
He's
need
like,
space.
You need your space. Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's like okay, and I
yeah.
won't get offended.
Right.
And like vice
love
versa. If I'm like, I love you, you need to go.
Right.
Like just like, oh, I'm gonna go take a walk and you're not invited.
Yeah, right. No, seriously, I feel and I think I credit a lot of that because I still say this to this day when I talk to me, like you know how people say trust is the most important. I think the biggest thing is communication
Yeah.
to me in any relationship. You know what I'm saying? So like I feel
Yeah,
like
that's one thing
you guys
everyone always says
communicate
that. I'm
so
like, yeah,
well.
yeah. And then like
Right. No,
It
it's not.
sinks in when it
yeah,
actually comes
it's
up,
not.
yeah.
Yeah. Like if you, the fact that he can or you can just be like, no, you need to go for an hour. Like I don't care what you do, you need to leave. That's communication. And for him or you to just get up and be like, okay, I understand.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk out and then, but we still going to the movies tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like okay, I just want to make sure we're not
And
like.
that's another thing. Like a fight is not the end of the world.
Exactly.
We get in fights, and
Yeah.
that's totally normal, and that's totally
It's
fine,
healthy.
and that doesn't
if
mean
you
it
don't
has
get
to
in a
ruin
fight,
your
something's
day.
weird.
I was just about to say it's
Yeah.
healthy
So
to get. into it.
disagreements do not take. So disagreements are not a shot into y'all existence as
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, we agree on like the deep stuff. So anything we disagree about is like, I mean, we'll get heated about it, but it's not like
Right.
it's not gonna threaten like the deep stuff.
Right. I think what Woody says mentions sometimes like not going to sleep like mad at the person. So even if you get into an argument, it's like at night, like yo, I still love you. All right, yeah, bye.
Yeah.
You're crazy.
I
man.
still hate you.
but I
You're
love
crazy.
you.
Yeah, I
How many
love
times
you.
I've heard that from Nick.
no, you batshit crazy, but you my crazy.
You my crazy.
And if we end the conversation, we have to say we can end this conversation. Right
Oh, got him! Snap! Say conversation.
Yes.
Now we can end this here.
Safety zone.
I'm a bad texter. Admittedly,
Oh
I'm a
my
bad texter. Just
God.
fucking call me.
No, after you say something like that, it's not happening.
I'm a
Nobody's
bad
calling you
texter.
after that.
I know my lane.
Oh my.
Because whenever I text somebody, I never have. It's bad because I can never give somebody my full attention in texting.
I'm not gonna lie. Even he gives me one-worded answers. I'm not his girl. I'm not his, but I'm his homie, and I'm still get mad.
I'm a
He's like,
bad
okay. I'm like,
texter.
okay. What do you mean, okay? You know,
That's a period. I need an exclamation
right.
point right now.
I'm a
Put an
bad
LOL
texter.
after that,
I
please.
can call somebody and have a nice conversation with them, or have any articulate very well. But through text, I'm just like flat.
Dry.
Like I'm glad I'm in a relationship because I could never talk to somebody like through text and be like, this is, you know what I'm saying? Like I just don't have it.
Yep.
It seems so flat, and I don't know how to flirt that way. I don't know how to flirt in general, but I definitely don't know how to flirt in text. I don't know
This is
how
how
to
I
have
flirt.
conversations.
Hey, you want a Granny Squib?
Hi, baby.
I know
baby.
Granny Squibbs.
I just want to
my
add
God.
that shit is so dope because like as a creative, I strive and I desire to like have a partner someday that just understands the dynamics of like being like it's like a computer that has like multiple tabs open, and sometimes like having a partner that's not as musically inclined or as creative or doesn't share that same similar interest, it kind of like gets conflicting.
Yeah.
So it's dope that y'all both like have the same set of friends and like at the same time just like have that purpose and that perception of like where you stand as a couple. And it seems like y'all still learning too.
Yeah.
Every day.
Right.
day.
That's why I wanted to add. That's just dope.
No, it's because because we are business partners. We're best friends. We're a married
Everything.
couple, and those are all different relationships. It's not, like they're all different relationships that we have, and we have to we have to consciously switch back and forth sometimes between them.
Yeah.
And you have to like sometimes like, hey, we have to put those two on the back burner, and we gotta
Focus
You
on
know
that.
what's crazy?
more.
But they are, but like you were like, they are different. It's all you, but it's different yous. So you have to, like,
Right.
I have this question, and you could deny. You can not deny. You cannot answer this. But I feel like you guys said two different last names.
we
We
do.
do.
All right. Now your answers you don't have to. We're not gonna pressure you. What was the thought behind not taking each other's last name?
Well, I mean, Kelly McShane is my name. You know, I grew up with Kelly McShane. I am Kelly McShane. Could you guys imagine if someone, like, if society not just like assumed that you were going to change your name? And like, I get letters now that's like, Mrs. Nicholas Carr. And I'm like, literally none of that is my name.
Right.
And so I talked to Nick about this, and Nick was like, Kelly, I always, assumed my wife would take my last name.
Yeah.
But
It's traditional.
I wouldn't change.
That's
Yeah. And that's
Get
totally
it.
cool, and I
Get it.
love that. I think that's great. But he was like, you know what, Kelly? Like, I would never change my last name, so I would
I
never
don't
ask you to
expect
change
you.
yours.
It's
That's
crazy. We
real.
just had this conversation like last week.
Two episodes ago.
And it just came to my mind. Like I was thinking about when you guys talking about you guys are married, and then you guys see your last names. I was like, what is that? Because me. She gotta change her last name, bro. If she wants to hyphenate or like, that's fine. But I gotta be in there somewhere.
Yeah.
That maybe when I get older, I'm 28 now. Maybe when I'm ready to get married, it'll.
I just think
it'll change. But
To me, I don't mind it. I just feel like I think a lot of men prefer it because number one is traditional, and then two, I think it's because like if you have children, so you kind of want.
I'm
now
a
you have to debate
man. I
who's
want my
gonna-
name on the side of a jet. Also with my name, my woman on it. On the side of a jet. But I also want my woman to have my name too. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
It's mine.
I grew up in a really traditional family, so I didn't really think about it all that much. I just kind of assumed, and I think that's the thing. Like everyone just kind of assumes, and we were talking about it, and I was like, well, I didn't like meet or fall in love with Kelly Carr. I'm Kelly McShane, and
Love
also
that.
like she was
Love
saying, it was
that.
like. I would be absolutely honored if she took my last name, but again, I'm not changing mine, so I'd be kind
Can't
of a
be
hypocrite
asked.
if I like insisted that she change.
See,
hers,
You're a good man, yo. You're a good man.
I try to be.
I'll marry him. You already know. Nah, I love that. So let's break into one of the hottest movies that just dropped, and thank God you guys watched it because we could talk about it.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler
Not spoiler
alert.
alert. I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out.
See how it happens. But
Well,
the
spoiler alert,
Joker
just in case.
film,
That Joker
fucking
film, so crazy that we saw it 2 nights ago.
yes, I saw.
I seen it yesterday.
I seen it last weekend. It was.
Yeah.
I
You
went.
haven't seen it? Go watch it.
Cover your
Yeah, I'm
ears, bro.
sorry. Yes,
Cover your ears.
I did give
That
you.
psychological
Yeah,
analyzation.
we won't break it down. You know what I'm saying? Me, honestly, like I could have went with 1,000 people, but I wanted to go alone because like the thing is like with movie theaters, I feel like movies is not a good date movie. Like going to the cinema is not a
It's
good
not a
date.
good date there.
You're not
It's not a
talking.
good date.
You're just sitting there.
Like I don't want to sit there and talk. There was one time I went on a date. I forgot what movie I was watching, and she sat there and talked the whole time. I'm like whispering, "Oh, what's that? Shut up!" I'm trying to watch this movie.
Oh,
Like
that
I'm
would've pissed
into
me
this
off.
exactly, and I'm such a movie buff. Like I wanted to sit there and watch it. I mean, number one, don't go to Providence Place Theater. I mean, there's other people
That's
talking.
where we went. Oh, my God. It was packed. We went Friday
So annoying.
night at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
So annoying. When
the
I went, it
worst
wasn't packed. It was just so ratchet. People were talking, phones were going off.
I
Like,
have
like
the
going to
worst
Attleboro.
experience
I
at
love
Providence Place. I've seen the craziest thing happen on Providence Place. I don't even want to say it on the podcast because we're doing so well.
I want to know.
But I've seen the craziest thing happen in movie theater at Providence Place.
Oh.
That's all I'm gonna say. I'll say it off air. But going into this,
So, what did you guys feel about the Joker film? I mean, it had so much controversial things behind it. Apparently, people were walking out of the theater. People were upset that it highlighted mental health. And if you listen to past episodes, we really hone in on, accountability, mental health amongst the Black community, because we really don't tackle mental health, especially Black men. You know what I mean? And we're just starting now to get into therapy and
I've
being
just started
into it,
talking about my experiences.
We grew up not doing that. So this movie, like, it was all surrounding that, and people really didn't like it in a sense. So what did you guys feel about the film?
Well,
And then we'll break into it.
I mean, Nick has really great opinions on this. We've actually talked a lot about it, but I think that the problem that people are saying is that it glorified it. It
Yes.
made,
okay.
someone.
Seemed like it was
actually, I'll let
okay.
You elaborate on this,
Right.
because
I think, well, like you.
Well, did you guys like it, first of all, or did you not?
I mean, I liked. It was a entertaining movie to watch. It was. I didn't feel like
Visually,
it was a waste
really,
of my time.
really pretty.
And like Joaquin
Really
Phoenix
cool.
is like a great actor.
Amazing.
I think, mental illness affects so many people, and they're not all going out and killing people. You know,
Yes.
to say that if you're mentally ill, you are a threat to society
No.
is
it's a
is
really,
unfair.
really
And
harmful
also, it's
thing
like
to spread. Really.
I had this like kind of haunting premonition, almost like the Joker says something, and it's like it just felt really like I'd seen it before, and it's some loner white dude who doesn't feel like anyone understands him, and it just justifies like
His actions
his
and
going
all.
and killing people about it, and it's like
Yeah.
that's not
right. Right.
making that guy seem like justified
All
and a
of his-
hero.
So there's a
and-
part in the movie where I feel like they tried to cover their own ass, and really try to get you to. I think they tried to cover the ass when he was speaking to what was the guy's name? He was speaking to Robert De Niro, right? Like at the end. I think that was them covering their own ass.
What do you
As
mean by
far
that?
as like when he was explaining like, oh, you walk and you guys don't even look at me. You guys don't acknowledge my presence. You know what I'm saying? And if I was laying in the middle of the street, you guys would walk
Yeah.
over me. Da, da, da. That's them covering themselves. Because the whole movie does seem like you're making the Joker really sympathetic.
Yeah.
You're making him the victim. And he's not
he's not a victim, right? But he's a victim, but he's not. He chose what he chose. But at the same time, he was bullied.
But that what you were talking about, the thing he was saying to Robert De Niro at the end, that's what I had this like flash, because it was something like, you know what you get when you have. I think he actually said loner. He actually said loner.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like, who you don't. And you combine it with a society who doesn't care, and he says you get what you deserve. And I was like, we're gonna hear that in the news someday.
That's
some guys
problematic.
actually gonna like shoot up a movie theater and say you get what you deserve.
Well, we had
Right.
that though.
Yeah.
Right after Heath Ledger's version of the Joker, that kid,
That's right.
the kid with the orange hair. I don't know.
Oh, when he chopped the church?
Yeah, no.
Not the church.
There's a guy right after Heath Ledger's Joker. So that movie, the Joker came out. A guy shot a movie theater.
The movie did, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
movie theater shooting.
It's the same
Yeah.
guy, Dylan
Yeah.
Roof, who did shoot up the church. It's like his the whole thing was like he's not evil. He's like mentally ill. I was like, no, that dude
Yeah.
is evil.
Yeah,
you
he's
know?
evil.
Yeah.
There's a
Don't
clear
blame it on-
distinction.
Don't blame it on
Mental
mental
health.
illness, because then you're
Yes.
ignoring the millions of people who have mental illness who like are going through life and not,
Right.
like I don't think
Right.
it's that.
So
Struggling, but
if we're
not
saying that,
killing
right, because
people.
there are people with mental illnesses that have committed acts of crime
Sure.
of that, but that's the same thing like even saying like not all Muslims are radicals, or you know what I'm saying. And I guess
Right.
what you're saying is that it's painting this picture of we should be scared of people with mental illness,
Right.
and which in all reality we should be helping. But I also think it acts. I also think it says that too in a movie in a theater. Like I also think the movie says that too. Like how many times?
Like if we had just
if we
helped him
cared
earlier.
a little bit more,
Sure.
we
Yes.
could have seen these signs.
Sure.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even when he thought even when he thought homeboy, I don't want to ruin it. Homeboy was his father, and then when he confronted him and he punched him in the face, you know what I'm saying? Even learning about his past, which we never really understood if that was the real past. Like, because you know how it said that he was adopted and that his mother let him get abused.
It was confirmed. It said it in the
Yeah, but
Adoption
think about this: the person that he thinks is his father, right, could have been covering that up. He could have paid.
That's
He
the thing about
runs.
that movie. You
That's
don't know
true,
any
too.
of
True,
it's
and
Yeah, you don't
also
know
his
if any of
girlfriend
it's
the
true.
entire time
Yeah.
was fake. Like
Yeah.
maybe him going through those adoption
Dog,
papers.
even
was, like,
him,
you know,
even him and the love interest.
I mean, the end.
The whole time, like, yo, he done found him a girl. She loves crazy men. You know what I'm saying?
The end of the
And-
movie, he's talking to the therapist, and you're like, did any of this whole movie happen?
Yeah.
And you're like, maybe this whole thing was in his head.
Even when you find out,
True, too.
you don't know what's real at all.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's a points in there where it's like that didn't happen. That's nuts. I mean, one of the greatest parts in there too was when you first seen him. You know that big staircase?
Yeah.
He
Oh
was
my
walking
God.
up it like all sad.
Yeah.
Then when he finally became himself,
Oh, that was the coolest.
then
scene
when he
by far.
finally became himself,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
and
That was by far my
he was
favorite
dancing
scene.
down
Yeah.
that same staircase.
Yeah.
My thought too, like, because we both have family members with mental illness and stuff like that, and seeing someone off their meds, like when he stopped taking his meds, and he's like, well, this is to me that was like his moment of like, this is how God made me. Like he was really to me it was more worse off not being himself and hiding it, and then he took more power, even though it came with killing people. Him being a person in general, for the general public, it wasn't good for him to be himself. But for him, his core and what makes him him, it was good that he got off his meds. Like it was.
Because you think that dancing of him going down the steps showed that he was like happy and
He was
comfortable?
confident now.
Well, possibly. That's definitely possibly the case. But also, a part of the movie was him like cracking up and laughing, which made him look like he was having fun and he thought things were funny when in actuality inside he was really struggling and like.
Yeah, but he was still on his meds then, though.
Right. That's true. That's true.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. Like when it was the transformation of I'm on my meds and this is somewhat suppressing me. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see him laugh and stuff like that. But really, Joker's kind of a psychotic killing machine. You know what I'm saying?
Simply
And then
put.
when he got off his meds, it's like, this is who I truly am. You know what I'm saying?
But
And
who he truly is a psychotic killing machine.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You want to suppress that?
No, using the bathroom. What I'm saying is, what I was saying was that for the general public, him suppressing himself is what we needed.
Right.
But for him being himself is what he needed.
Right. So
Because he was getting beat up. He was getting
Right,
Yeah.
he was getting abused by society. You know what I'm saying? And to see that was just not what's
Right.
up for me. You know what I'm saying? But and we're talking about this. I know we're relating it to real life versus like comic books.
Marvel
As a comic book character, he is the best villain ever
totally.
created.
Totally.
he's an
Without
actual
powers.
villain. He's a villain.
What?
He's
No
top 5
sympathy.
villains. Batman's top 5 heroes. You know what I'm saying? And just seeing that transition.
Right.
Amazing.
So I thought it was a brilliant movie.
Yeah.
I know it kind of glorified a little bit, but me being a film buff, I'm just looking at it as a movie, like perspective.
Sure, yeah.
Like this was a story that just needed to be told. You know what I mean? And so, though you can relate, though you can't, I don't know. But I just feel like it was art at its finest. You know what I'm saying? Like any movie or anything that can get the public speaking that's
I
what
agree.
art is for.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know
I
what I'm
agree.
saying? So I just looked at it like in the grand scheme and everything. I'm just like, okay, this is brilliant. You know what I mean? Great performance, great everything.
Yeah.
And like he was mentioning before with the whole mental illness, I have a younger brother that's still locked away, you know, in the mental hospital because of that. And yeah, right. So we all see that, and it kind of hurt. Like, I didn't want. It was weird because I didn't want to sympathize with him too much, but it did trigger, and I was like, I remember there was one instance. Let me just say it like this, right? My little brother was home, and he's just in his room, just by himself, don't want to talk to anybody, and he was like that for like months at a time. And my mom was trying to call for help and just like, listen, you know, he's been in there. I don't know what's going on. I need him to check in. I need him to be okay. His doctor was like, we can't bring him in there because if he's not a danger to himself, we can't do that. And my mom was like, I don't understand what are you talking about. He's in the room 24/7. He's not showering. He's not talking. That's a danger to himself. And he's like, no, like it has to be like threatening.
Physical.
Physical. Yeah. And she's like, that makes no sense. Like he can literally die in there. I won't know. He's just chain smoking cigarettes just in there by himself. Like that can mess with somebody's psyche. And it did. You know what I mean? So seeing when they failed him in the movie and it was like, we're going to have to stop. He was like, what about my meds? And she was like, well, that's it. You know what I mean? So that triggered me right there. And I was like, even though it kind of glorified, even though it seemed like mental health illness, so it was an excuse for him doing what he did. I feel like it was smart because this is what happens sometimes. Sometimes they don't give the proper help. I mean, then it goes off and then him killing, right? You know, like excuse that I just really tackled and honed in on like, damn, like this is a serious thing.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Whatever side you land on, like people are talking about it.
People are talking about it.
And whereas like before, if they were talking about it, it was not like. There was no subtlety. It was like, just calling someone crazy, but
right.
Showing like, well, crazy. Maybe they are,
right?
But it's not just out of the blue. Like there are contributing factors,
right.
and everything. So
right.
yeah, well, I mean that's a good point. At least people are talking about it now,
right?
And we'll make the disclaimer: we're not.
Yeah, I mean,
we're not advocating for killing anyone. Or
please,
I think more so.
I just love art.
I think more so, like we're advocating for. Mental illness to be in the forefront.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And we got to stop excusing people that are killing and saying it is.
And giving them that sanity and all that stuff, please.
Yeah.
Not,
it's not happening. It's not happening.
I mean, as far as this movie, man, what do you guys think comparing it to Heath Ledger?
Yeah, a lot of people have been asking about that. Like, do you think Joaquin did a better than Heath Ledger and whatnot? And me personally, just to open it up,
no, I'm gonna bounce off of that.
Yeah, people have been asking me. I'm like, and I tell people all the time, it's like it's two different Jokers. Like you can't compare it. It's just not happening. You know what I mean? Like Joker is straight out. Like we know that he's nuts, but this one was a film of like really tapping into who he is and how he became the Joker.
Well,
really, you know what I'm saying? But
so I was trying to explain it to my girl. There's different instances of the Joker or how he became the Joker.
Yeah.
This is just one of them, in a different interpretation.
Yeah,
there's one where he was a part of a gang and Batman kind of actually made him into the Joker.
Yeah,
like
it's comic book.
He fell into the bat. I will say though, the difference between the two is the Joker from the trilogy that we got. That was more I want to watch the world burn Joker. Like I love this shit. This is what I love to do. And get the door, bro. This is more of I want to watch the world burn, and this shit's just fun for me. You know what I'm saying? And I want to see how far I can take this. No, the other one.
Yeah, this
the trilogy one.
Yeah.
And this one is more dealing around the lines of like you said, this is a real possibility if we don't get this under wraps and take care of our people. Mm-hmm. We'll end up in this with this.
No, I want them to answer the question because I don't want.
Okay.
My question, my answer, rebuttal, kind of answers that.
So we just really talked about what do you guys people talking about which Joker was better, Heath Ledger or Joaquin? You know what I mean?
I think you're right. Like it's hard to say which is better. They're just different. Yeah. It's the same thing with like the old like Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
You know, like
so I'm about to go with it.
Like that's
he's like, yo, it's got it.
I mean, he was wild, but like the Tim Burton ones are like it's just a different. It's kind of over the top, cartoony almost, and then the Christopher Nolan is like gritty and still super. You know, it's like superhero movie, but it's like a little gritty. And then this latest one it's almost just a drama. And I mean, I always love Joaquin Phoenix. I think
that's
he's
the homie.
Amazing,
dude.
Amazing.
Yeah. Amazing. So I mean, it's different. It's just a different thing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I loved watching him. I love watching him play the part.
Yeah.
You know, there was a lot of times
He
where
lost
was-
so much weight.
Oh yeah.
When I seen his spine, like when he was like
Hunched over, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he was hunched over and stuff, and his spine, and then even when he was dancing, you could see his ribs protruding.
The way Kelly was talking about this the other day, like there's some things that weren't as scary as we were. Like the laugh wasn't as creepy as, but the way he moved the whole time, just like the way he
Yeah.
moved. Yeah.
And that's why, like, because I tap a little bit into acting too, and like I said, that's why I went to the theaters by myself, because I was like, I want to watch that shit, I want to tap into it, and I feel like any movie that makes you leave the theaters uncomfortable or just kind of questioning.
Yeah.
I was driving out the Providence Place Mall, like going in the circles, going down, and I was like, damn. Am I crazy too?
No, I'm not
like,
gonna
it makes
lie.
you question. Like, it really fucks with you.
Yeah.
Like, I love films like that because that's the point of art. You know what I mean?
I went home last night and I was honestly thinking to myself, why was I feeling weird?
I was
Because we
feeling
went
weird.
shooting. Like I watched the movie with my girl. I came here and we went shooting. And the whole time I'm on the phone with him coming here, and I'm like, yo, I'm not really feeling. I don't know about going out or da da da. I was feeling weird after I seen that movie.
I love that.
And I was like,
I
it
love
just
that.
it kind of, I think it got to me a little bit.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And
whether it's for good or bad, you know what I mean. But the fact that a movie like that enticed or brought something out of you, it made me question certain things. I'm like, damn, or like think about my past and my family. It's like I feel so. That's why I'm looking at it. I'm like, I think this is an all around good film. He's winning
Even
Oscars for
bullying.
this,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Like
bullying, yes.
And that's
Those
a
kids-
big part of the movie.
Yeah,
It's
you know?
like and there was a lot of bullying in there, even from kids. Like when the first scene of like when he had the sign and those kids are bullying him.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
insane.
you never know. You never know how you. I think one of the biggest things is you never know how you affect somebody's life and what events come after that to bring
Like
them
you
to
think
that.
you're just having a good time.
Yeah, you think you're
Yeah.
having a good time, or you know what I'm saying. You think you're having a good time, or you think what I said to Messy will not affect him tomorrow. It might affect. Well, if I said something negative to Messy, he might bring that home with him and say something negative to his shorty or something. You know what I'm saying? And that child, and then she might say something. This is fictional. This is me. Say something to your kid or something. I mean, I don't know if you have any kids, but you know what I mean. It's that just like the same thing of like being at work. Let's say work, right? You get shit on by your boss. You go home, shit on your wife. Your wife shits
It's
on
a
their kids.
spiraling effect.
You know what I'm saying? It's a spiral
Yeah,
effect. You
yeah.
never really understand how you're affecting other people.
We actually call that the spider effect. We actually do spider sales. That's what it's like a business term we use because neither of us went to business school, so we just kind of make up these things.
I love it.
But it's like you meet one sales rep, like Naira. We met one brand ambassador, and then suddenly we met, all four of you guys.
Yeah.
But that's the same with when you say something negative to someone. It's like, I say, Nick, you're an asshole, and then he says it
It
to two
spirals
people.
down.
They say it to two people, and
Yeah.
it's just this negativity that goes out in the world that you could have prevented.
Right,
You
right,
know,
right. It just trickles down. You know what I'm saying? I also feel like the love interest was also unnecessary in the movie. Right? Am I tripping out? I was just like, there was no point of having them.
I think
Just
the
to,
point,
like, support
person.
the
The
fact
point
that
of that
he's
was
crazy.
to
It was just, like,
show
one
his
extra-
delusions.
Yeah.
Because you see,
One extra
remember?
level to prove.
Oh, okay.
All that was fake. All of it was fake. Me and my girl were literally sitting next to each other, and we're like, "Oh shit, she loves crazy people." And like, I'm like, "Yo, they're really together," and they're like, she's working it out with him. And then you see when he finds out that he's actually crazy. Like before, I don't think he understood how mentally ill he was. You know what I'm saying? Then when he read his mom's chart, when he read his mom's chart and he read what happened to him, memories that he thought he had just started fading away. Even all right, oh no, actually no. You remember in the movie when he went to homegirl's house and he was sitting on her
that's
couch,
when it
and
was
she's like, "Yo, who are you? Like,
need to get outta here."
You need to get out of here."
Yeah.
The whole time we thought they was in a relationship,
Right.
and he just made that shit up.
Yeah, that was pretty trippy.
You know what the craziest thing is? I want people to stop. I was thinking about this the other day, and I was talking to my girl was asking me who she was. I was like, if her name is not Harley Quinzel, then I don't know who that is.
Yeah,
Right?
I was like, that's probably Harley Quinn, but-
girls. Let me tell you this. Joker is not relationship goals.
Yeah, you know how
He is a
women-
psychopath.
Yeah. Harley Quinn was
He's
just
a
as nuts
psychopath.
too.
He beats Harley Quinn.
Yep.
She has Stockholm syndrome. Okay, and
All mental.
she even hid a kid from him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That shit.
He's not.
Right.
He has very bad. He's a very bad guy.
All right, so that's enough for the Joker. Let's spiral into some honorable mentions really quick so we can kind of keep it going. So one of the honorable mentions, so D'Angelo Williams is an ex-football player. He paid for 500 mammograms or whatever to honor his late mother. I thought that was really amazing.
That's
I thought
awesome.
that
is awesome.
that is amazing. D'Angelo Williams. No. He was. I think he was a running back for the Steelers. I could be wrong. What year? Maybe a year or two ago, I believe. Okay. But I thought that was brilliant.
Especially
I think
because
deserved
it's Breast
that.
Cancer Awareness Month.
Yeah,
and,
dope.
Yeah,
Perfect.
and we support Gloria Gemma, the Gloria Gemma Foundation.
Wow, nice.
Okay.
Which they're a nonprofit that raises money for families and also for cancer research.
Cool.
Amazing.
So yeah, we do the Pink in the Rink. If you guys want to go, so Pink in the Rink is a Providence Bruins game, and Gloria Gemma sponsors the entire event, and so it's really cool because
Nice.
everyone
go
dresses
down.
in pink, and the
Right.
Providence Bruins, their jerseys are all pink. We
dope.
made like cool pink Granny Squibb's hats.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah,
That's
so that's
pretty
the
cool.
26th.
I'll get on my
If you guys
camera.
want to go, message me.
All right.
Yeah, I'll be down. It's funny that you mentioned like you guys are getting involved in some of the stuff because I was also talking to a few people and we're also trying to like get into more events and hosting. So one of the things is
And
like
sponsors and stuff, so.
Yeah, exactly. Like we're two stupid dogs. So one of the things like we thought about was like host an event for like at a like a dog adoption place. You know
I
what I
love
mean?
that.
Stuff like so we were already talking to a few people. So
PETA, some house.
yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So just having that
Have you
like,
guys
aspect.
talked to Parl, Providence Animal Rescue League?
That's one of the numbers I got. I got to call them and see
Cool.
like to do something with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we wanna like get into that and help out. Just kind of just build from there. So we'll talk more.
So everyone at our company, our entire team, we encourage them to pick an organization or a cause that they really, really support. And our director of operations loves animals, and so her big organization is Providence Animal Rescue League. So if you connect with her, we could all host something together if you
I
want,
think it would
or
be
just
awesome.
share
yeah.
numbers so you guys can host your own, whatever you want to do.
We'll talk about this from the shop.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But I love that. No, because we were talking about just getting to more events like that
Cool.
too, and just kind of honing in on all that. So I
Nice.
love that you guys do that. So another honorable mention also is Tyler Perry Studios. I don't know if you guys heard about it, but I just wanted to highlight it a little
I
bit.
think he got 320 acres.
Yeah.
It
And
was an old it was a Confederate Confederate base or whatever, and he turned it into a studio house, black owned studio. One of the only ones, I guess. Black owned studios.
Yeah, he's the only. Yes.
And I think it's dope, like how he's doing it, because he made it because he wants people, especially like people of color, because there's a racial divide in the film industry of like actually being behind the camera, and filming. He's gonna teach women and children how to make movies and things like that. It's also gonna be like a shelter.
Yeah.
Like part of it.
So
Wow.
yeah, and that was the reason why I wanted to highlight it because of that. Yep.
Yeah, and
What's the shelter side of that? Because I think I heard about that.
Yeah, it's like so he has the whole thing. Is number one is bigger
gonna be
than
for women
Warner
and children, the
Brothers,
shelter.
Disney, and Paramount combined, which is insane.
Yeah.
First of
Where
all,
is it?
It's in Atlanta. Yeah,
Yep.
it's on over the highway. Tyler Perry Studio. I was like, that's amazing, and I think it's great too, is because he was homeless, and now to see where he's at now, and I was like, that's fucking amazing.
and it's crazy because there's a
great.
stigma out there
Stick
that
with it. Like I just see now, I was like, yo, Granny Squibb could be there too.
it's crazy because there's a stigma out there with film that black films don't really like sell. But he catered directly to his audience, and he made this amount of money through it.
Yeah.
So he just broke that stigma. You know what I'm saying?
And now he's giving back with the shelter.
Well, now he's giving back with all this, and he's just, for a while you would think that he's corny because like.
The movie.
Because of the movies, and people don't like that he dresses as a woman to portray. You know what I'm saying? And it's like everybody put your foot like you know what I'm saying. Even it was so much like he could have been petty, right? So there was one thing like he did. Him and Spike Lee didn't get along. and he named one of the sound studios after him.
Oh shit. Okay.
And he's like, yo, like I don't have a problem with him. Like we're both.
Respect him,
Well,
but don't
yeah,
like
I
him.
respect him. Like I want him to have like.
Yeah.
He also, I was watching, I think it was Joe Budden podcast or something, and they were saying like he has one of the only like basic replica of the White House, like in his studio.
That's pretty cool.
So like think about it like this: if you're gonna shoot like a movie that has the White House, you're gonna probably go there to, you know what I'm saying?
shoot it.
That only puts money back into the community,
Absolutely.
and or even Atlanta. Like he has like it's almost the size of the White House, like the, you know what I'm saying, his replica.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
It's,
saying?
it's good to see like someone who's made it and then like
Right.
give back.
Give back, yeah.
Because like I don't know, like Jeff Bezos has got like $100 billion, you know,
Yeah.
and like he does. No
Don't
one
do
could
shit.
spend that much money.
Like
And, like-
cure world hunger
Oh yeah, he can,
in like a
So,
minute.
but someone
Pay all of America's debt.
absolutely. Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
And still be a billionaire. But yeah, no. So someone who's like, hey, I
Right.
made it, and I can keep making it and give back at the same
And give back. Yeah, the fact that the shelter is providing for homeless LGBTQ youths
Yep.
and women that have been sex trafficked, or however you want to say it. But yeah, I was like, that's brilliant.
Very
He's giving
dope
back
of him.
to
Very, very
Brilliant.
dope.
There's a need.
There's
you
a
know.
need for that.
There's a
Absolutely.
I love it.
huge
So I
need.
definitely got the honorable mention.
and a black-owned studio on an old Confederate site. It's like
It's
That's-
awesome.
And that's why.
Yeah,
That's why he. That's exactly why he
Yes.
did it.
Yeah.
Also, I was watching Good Morning America, and I seen that, and they took a tour. They give a, excuse me, if it wasn't Good Morning America, what's the station with Gail Givens?
Ooh, shit.
CBS.
Is it
CBS.
It's CBS?
I was watching CBS in a diner one morning, and they took Tyler Perry took Gail on a, Gail.
Yeah.
Gail King. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
She was dating Oprah. I know.
Right. So
I
wanted to be politically correct. That's all.
just saying.
Tyler took Gail on a tour around
Yep.
the studio, and like he has an Oval Office, like the president's, like the White House.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
Bruh, when I seen that, lost
He
my
got a- he
mind.
got a-
he has the only replica like that's damn near the same size as it.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know also Black Panther, some of Black Panther.
Yeah, it was filmed there too.
That's
Awesome.
right there, though.
Yeah.
Yo,
Sure.
working.
So we just wanted to break into a little bit of the music a little bit before we kind of end it-ish or whatever. But there's some new album. We also talk about the new albums that came out. So if there's any music that you guys been listening to lately and want to highlight, maybe your album or something, I don't know. But
Should I go run to the car and get it?
yeah, but we just want to talk about this one album
want
that
a
came out
copy.
this week. Yeah, I do if we want to. Wale's album, which is a hip hop artist, I don't know if you know him, but his album dropped called Wow That's Crazy. I thought it was a
love it.
It was a great album.
Yeah.
Want to talk about it? Rate it.
I think the first song I've heard off of it, it just spoke to me. It was what's it called again?
The one with Kelly Price.
With Kelly Price. What's the song called again?
I got you, brother. Set You Free.
Set You Free.
4 mics.
Set You Free. It really hit home for me, especially like it started dealing with loving yourself. And sometimes everybody has dealt with that problem. It's like, yo, like how can you love me when I don't really love myself type thing.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the first song, and after that I just dove right in.
Yeah.
And I admittedly I played that song 3 times before I just started the album. I was like, all right, I'm all.
Yeah.
And Wale is one of my favorite artists, and he gets a bad rap because he
Underrated.
he's passionate, and he doesn't mind speaking he doesn't care about speaking his mind.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it can come off as whiny and very like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna
lot of
give this.
music
I need at least a couple more spins, but I'm right now it's sitting at an 8 for me.
I was gonna say about 4 mics, 5 mics. If this was a source, give me some. I haven't listened to it yet.
Oh, like an 8.
Oh,
Like 8 out
yeah,
of 10.
it's an 8 out of 10 for me.
4 mics, 3 mics, 5 mics, 5 mics. I'm just
4 mics. 4 mics.
Four.
4 mics.
Four.
4 mics.
That's all I need.
I just think it was good. I mean, the song "Set You Free." It has one of like. So I'm big into female R&B singers. So he brought up an old school lady. Well, it's not really old school, but Kelly Price, really amazing, and she really killed the song. I think that was a good
The
song.
intro, Wale is really good at intro. Sue Me
Yeah,
was really good.
it was a good album. He has Ari Lennox on there. If you know, he got
Ari
Black
Lennox.
on there.
Black's
Bryson
on
Tiller.
there. Bryson Tiller's on there. Meek Mill and Rick Ross have a song with him.
It's a good album.
That's the only song I heard from there.
Yeah.
Routine, right?
I give it an 8.
Pink Sweats
Solid
is on
8.
there. That's a pretty
Yeah.
good song. That's a pretty good song. Oh, Jacquees, he put Black Bonnie on there. Black
Yeah, that's
Bonnie.
pretty cool. Don't die now.
You all right, man?
So,
You
any
alright?
music you
I
guys
give
been
it a
listening
slap.
to lately? You guys want to highlight or anything? Or your album? Yeah.
What do you guys have in your Zooms
Yeah,
or
what do
your
you have in your
iPods?
car right now? In that beautiful Jeep Wrangler. Love the 4-door, by the way.
Well, so the songs that I like listen to in the morning when I'm like getting ready, kind of thing.
Yeah, anything.
So that Post Malone Sunflower
Yes.
song, I love.
That's the jam. Yeah.
Kelly's been playing that Lizzo song on repeat.
Oh, shout out to her.
Great today gotta be
day.
Just
great.
talking about loving yourself.
I love I love Lizzo. I love her. Who can play a flute and twerk like her?
Oh my god.
Whenever I'm really nervous in the office, if I have like an interview or something, or meeting
Play
with a
some Lizzo.
distributor, yeah, Emma will just like blast Lizzo when I just
love
like walk
it.
out with it. I'm like, all right,
Nice.
See?
I feel strong.
Music
and
influence
good.
this, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
music is a big part of a lot of what we do, you know what I mean? It changes our mood.
So what
and
is-
stuff. So that's why we highlight it so
That's
much.
crazy because
As
I
being-
start off in the morning. I start off with R&B. Like I'll
It's
start.
because you just finished pillow talkers with your girl.
No,
right?
in the morning, I'll start off with R&B. Like I love, like back in the day, like especially when I was in like my hard times, I would get when Adele's like 21 album came out and stuff like that.
So good.
Like I would get dressed to that in the morning, and by the end of the night, I'm listening to some hard rap.
Like
You know what I'm saying?
to ride out on somebody.
It goes into. I was on my instant kick and Backstreet Boys kick like last
Oh
Sunday.
my
I was going hard.
Tear it up.
And I'm with you. Hey.
Karaoke be
Hey.
lit for us. Guys, you know what? You guys should come to karaoke with us. We'll show you how we do it.
We did it a couple months
What?
ago. I saw a video.
We go ham, dude.
It was not good. It was not pretty.
It was not good.
It was not pretty.
Nick did
We
an
go
amazing
nuts.
Ian Curtis.
Oh yeah, I thought everyone's having a
love
good
it.
time singing Journey and stuff.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a good idea to do Joy Division, like the saddest bastard song in the world.
That's always the best to see.
And I'm
Like,
having a great time, but everyone's just like,
okay, I'm like,
Yeah.
all right. We start crying. and shit.
No, you're awesome at it. You're so good.
But that's always the best thing about karaoke. Like you can have the whole room just kind of going nuts and having fun,
Yeah.
and there's that one person
Yeah.
comes in with the
this
saddest.
is,
fuck-
this is for me. You know?
Someone like you. Like, why are you singing this right now? Everybody's turned
They're
up.
going
like-
through something,
Yeah,
you
like you
know?
go.
You
love
guys
that.
should-
We
The
gotta
last time
go.
we did karaoke, when I had those songs on and you guys let him rock, he's going through something.
He's going through something. You know what I'm saying?
I was
You're
like,
gonna say so. Sorry.
Oh no! You guys should record one of the podcasts at the Boom Boom Room in one of the rooms.
the boom,
And, like,
the boom box.
Boombox, the boombox,
Oh, shit.
I know that room. Wait.
the boombox. Yeah.
You know, I never thought about that.
Yeah, and just get down there and like talk for 5 minutes, then someone sings a song. Talk
Look
for
at that
5 minutes.
Variety
You-
show.
Like you guys are like brilliant. I think that's amazing.
The two stupid
Would
dogs
you guys join in with
variety
us? Like, would
hour.
you do it? Like
Variety
sing some
hour.
songs and then talk shit? Like
Yeah.
I just telling him. I was just telling him. Our friend came up with an idea for a comedy album, like
yeah.
us making like parody songs.
Oh,
He's
I love it.
Two Stupid Dogs presents Late Night with Udi, and then
You should see this guy in karaoke. He goes off. Man. He goes off.
I love it.
All right. So, and then one more album I wanted to talk about, and then we'll kind of end it off. Sabrina Claudio dropped an album called Truth Is R&B because I sing too, so I love like some.
Yeah, that's
like,
why we can't do karaoke.
Yeah. We can. We'll just be over there crying.
we just talked about this last episode. He be in the back just riffing.
Man, you know.
Because someone always
Not
gets
trying
up
to-
who's like really good.
Yeah.
And you're like, what are you doing?
I try
here?
not to, man. Just in the background, just kind of, you know.
Then
But
the
people don't
spirit
like
hits
me to
him.
go. People don't like me to go. You know what I'm saying? But good album. I thought it was good. She has Zayn on there. A couple of other people.
Zayn.
Zayn. No.
Oh, I'm about to say.
Zayn.
All right.
Tatted
All right. That's what I thought.
You guys are terrible.
Little Zayn. Little Zayn. Hold
I was
on.
like, what? Nah. He. Huh? No. I know you're talking about. No, not him. But got Zayn, a couple of people, good album, good neo soul type of album. I give it like a solid 8 too.
Right.
Good solid album. But yes, before we wrap it up, let's end it like where people can find you. Where can they find Granny Squibb?
Oh, yeah, their products.
Your products, your Instagram. Plug it in. I want everybody to know who you are.
Where's your mission
Shout out to
statement,
you
too?
guys rocking the shirts. You guys are freaking amazing. Like.
Oh my God, I'm gonna wear this every day.
So
Every day.
boss.
Right? Just like, she's like, can you change your shirt? You're starting to smell. Like, please wash it. Never.
So you can find us at all the Dave's marketplaces.
Nice.
You can find us at Whole Foods
They got good deli
up
meat.
to Portland, Maine. You can
Nice.
get us at Clements Marketplace, at McQuaid's. Those are all Rhode Island chains.
Eastside Marketplace on the
Eastside Marketplace,
Nice.
yep. And then we have cocktails on the menu at a lot of places. You can go to Hot Club. You can go to Pot of Feu. You can go to the Point Tavern.
Damn.
You can go to Dirk's.
Damn.
Providence Bagel.
Yep.
Providence
Yeah.
Bagel. We love Providence
I
Bagel.
popped up in there
Yeah.
one morning. Got me one of those little.
Yes.
Got a bagel that was fully loaded.
Yes.
And I seen a Granny Squibb inside of the fridge. I was like, well, goddamn.
Crazy. My girl had just been talking to me like, yo, we gotta go to Dirk's. We gotta go to Dirk's. We gotta go to Dirk's.
Go to Dirk's.
She been sending me like
Yeah.
pictures of like stuff, and I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, let's go. Let's go. It's looking good over there.
Have you been yet?
No, I haven't. We haven't.
good.
We was gonna try to go yesterday. We didn't have enough time,
Go
but
tonight.
we're gonna go soon.
Go tonight.
Good. So you guys have it over there. And,
Yep.
Yep.
Anywhere else?
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of places. If you go to our website,
Okay.
which is www.grannysquibb.com, I don't even know if I have to say W.
You don't
And
have
it's
to.
Squib with two B's, right?
Squib with two
Nerdy.
B's.
Two
Yep.
B's.
GrannySquibb.com.
No S at the end. Then there'll be a list of all of the stores and delis, and you can also follow us on Instagram.
Yep.
Our handle is @GrannySquibb, and we do every Wednesday. We post a new account that we're in, and in our story, you'll often see accounts. If there's ever an account you want to see us in that we're not, just shoot us a message, and we'll go over and try and do our thing and get in there.
Nice. Okay.
In fact, we would love that. We would love suggestions.
Okay.
But yeah, and then Facebook is Granny Squibb, so follow us.
Yeah.
We have Twitter.
She said it all like we have Twitter. It's probably like 2 posts a
I
month.
just got into Twitter.
I don't get Twitter. I never got it.
I'm the same, but I hear Twitter is like where it's at still. You know what I'm saying? It's been there, like, but I'm not on Twitter. I just do Instagram, a little bit like
Yeah.
Facebooking. You know what I mean? I ain't crazy,
Too.
but yeah.
You only use the like button on Facebook.
That's
you know
all I
you
do.
can hold it and then use a different reaction, right?
Like it.
You just like it. No,
I like
I'm
it.
with you.
Keep it
Either like it. Either like it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I got
look
stuff
at
to
it.
do.
Smiley face under it.
Yeah, just
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. You know, the
saw
fire
it.
with the,
I saw it.
hey, that's lit. That's about it. But guys, oh man, thank you
This
so
was fun.
much for
Thank
coming
you.
through.
Yes, this has been so fun.
Yeah, it's lit.
guys are
I'm just
awesome.
I got one.
Oh.
I'm really good at star sightings and celebrity sightings. Like, really good with that. Do you know who you resemble? Are you ready for this one?
Maybe. I've gotten
I already-
maybe this person before.
You may have. Are you ready?
I think I know where you're going with it.
I think so. No, I'm not. I don't play for the, listen, I don't play for the Cardinals.
Okay, go ahead.
You're right. You caught that.
Got you.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Really? I haven't gotten that.
Yes.
Oh,
Halloween days, like
Yeah, no, I know.
from the first Halloween when she was young, when she was like in her like.
take it. She's awesome.
Oh, I love her. But it's just Jamie Lee Curtis vibes I'm getting. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I thought you was
All right,
gonna
what
say
about-
Jessica Biel a little bit.
What?
Biel.
Just a little bit. You know what I mean?
I get Daryl
bit.
Hannah a lot.
Wow, from Splash.
Yeah. Wow. He got it too. He's like,
Oh wow.
yeah, okay.
What about me?
He said, You know who I get?
I was
know
pondering
who.
the whole
I know
time.
who.
Go ahead, I'm waiting.
I don't know his name though, but he was in that movie Scream.
Yes.
David Arquette.
David
That's
Arquette.
right.
I
Yes.
have been,
That's
especially when
Yes.
I had a big old mustache one time, and there was a guy. I was out at the bar, and this guy, like this super drunk guy, thought I was David Arquette, and
Like wouldn't let it go.
would not believe me that
No.
I wasn't. I was like, that's not me. Like I've gotten that before.
He's like,
though.
that's exactly what
So,
David
like,
Arquette would say.
eventually-
Yeah, that's exactly what he would say.
I just had to sign him an autograph, and then he was like,
Oh my God.
yeah.
You
And
know
then
what's
the next day, I'm sure he woke up. He's like, "Who the hell is Nick Carr? And why do I have his
signed
autograph?"
Nick Carr. Oh my God, I'm dead. You know what's funny? I had a similar thing. So like people tell me I look like Leon Thomas III. If you don't know, like a lot of kids, like you ever see, you know that show Victorious on Nickelodeon? So yeah, exactly right. I seen a couple
Kelly doesn't
episodes.
get it.
I look like Leon Thomas III. And you know what I'm saying? So a couple of kids, because I used to work at a middle school. And one of the kids was like, "Oh my God, I know you used to be in Victorious." I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about." It's like, "No, you're Victorious." He was like, "No, that's you. That's you." I was like, "All right, you want an autograph?"
I'm working in your middle
Sign
school.
Leon Thomas III. And I was like, "Here you go." So I know how you feel, dude. Would not let it go. It's like, no, that's you.
I've
You're
been-
victorious. And I sing too, so it doesn't help. Like, I actually got a cover on YouTube right now, and everybody, like, people clicked on it. They got like 100K views because they thought it was Leon Thomas III.
What?
That's serious. They were like, oh my God, I thought this was him. It's
I get
not
all
him,
the
but he's
stupid
good,
ones,
though.
man.
You know, all
Like
the
fucking,
time.
they said I look like the dude. What's his name from Get Out?
Daniel.
Not Little Rel. They said Little Rel.
Oh my God.
They said E40.
Tell me
They
where
said
to go.
E40.
He needs the dreads, though.
You know who you resemble?
Oh my God, please don't.
I love her. You could be
Oh!
you could be her brother. You could be her brother.
You know what? We're gonna have to cut the camera off. We're gonna break this. Sorry, we're gonna use this as a weapon.
Ready? You look like you could be a brother.
I already know
you
what's
already
going.
know. You
I already
think?
know
Are you
what's
sure?
going. I already know. He says it all the time. Go ahead.
You look like you could be related to Queen Latifah. Like you could be her brother.
I never got that.
All right, so
I can
all right,
actually
look at him, right?
David Arquette, help me
Look
out.
at him. Look at him. You know the woman.
Every time I see her, I'm like, yo, Fred, that looks
You know what he's about to say. Yeah,
You know the woman from The Wire, the cop.
No, I don't remember.
That
I got a little bit of chin hair now, okay? Got a little something. I'm getting there. I'm just hitting puberty. Work with me.
the cop.
All right,
Why are you lucky? I didn't
oh, man. Anyway, yeah, I already know. Anyway. Anyway, Granny Squibb, Kelly, Nick, thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Amazing drinks. I can't wait to follow you guys.
I'm sorry. I had to look it up. Yo, that's your brother.
All right. Gotta end this off right.
All right. Hold on a second.
I hate y'all. Oh my God. Yeah. You know that, man. No. I'm telling you, that video, people clicked on it because they thought I was him. It was that bad. You know what I'm saying? But
All right.
Granny Squibb, thank you so much. The drinks are
Thank
amazing.
you. Cheers.
Yeah. You
Yes.
guys
we
just
all
end this
take a
off.
shot together?
You gonna take a shot?
Oh man.
Ready.
Cheers. Vodka.
What'd you have? You got the gin?
This.
What you got? Water.
Someone's got to
You
drive.
vodka. Gin look like it's gonna burn slow straight.
So I don't know about a shot, but I'll make it. Can somebody make me another drink? Real quick.
She been mixing it up.
That cocktail was really good.
No, it's really both of them too. The one I got the one with the gin right now. And everybody listening, I know, we just drinking right now before we end this.
Here.
Let's do this.
Oh, you can put it in there.
Yeah, let's do this. Reem, you want one too?
We got one.
You want another shot glass?
If I can get a cup so I can try a drink, I haven't mixed the
I have a cup here. But there's no more ice.
Thank you.
Do you prefer gin or vodka?
Gin.
Gin.
Love it. But yeah, the drinks are
surprised
amazing.
this
I
gin
really
hit.
want to
Everybody
try.
looking at me like crazy. You know the vibe.
I really want to go to where you're talking about. You said the spirits.
Rhode
In
Island
particular,
Spirits.
Rhode Island spirits.
Yeah.
I want to check that
Rhodium,
out.
that's so dope. Like, cause I think about sodium, but it's like
Sodium.
That's so dope.
That's
No
actually
added
pretty
sodium.
legit.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's so hard.
All right, guys, let's end this out. Can we get one more bark before we go? Cheers. Salud, salud, salud.
Salud.
Thank you guys for having us.
Of
Yeah.
course. Thank you. You know when you get the...
Woo.
That's real.